T-R-P-E. The realest podcast ever, realest podcast ever. Two brothers bringing thinking on a second level. Music, sports, fashion, politics, and the streets. The best 2 hours out of every week. YDN, dinosaurs, and YBODs. Real talk every time, this is what you need. We just out here popping shit. It's your boy C. Diddy and Matt makes me sick. T-R-P-E, T-R-P-E, go. T-R-P-E, T-R-P-E, go. They know. The realest podcast ever. The realest podcast ever.
Jim Booney.
Oh man, we are here on a holiday this time.
It is Easter.
It is Easter.
Yes.
And
over there.
it's the realest podcast ever, episode 86. I'm your one of your hosts, C. Diddy.
The hostess with the mostest. Remember that shit?
Yeah. That was like the go-to.
Yeah, downtown Julie Brown. Yeah, I'm Matt.
We have some special guests in the building, not on-air guests, but some special guests. We have the My New Philly team is here in the studio. They're actually, here during video component for the show today. Y'all keep asking to see our ugly mugs.
Yeah.
Be careful what you wish for, sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Here we are, live in 4K video. Matt's got the lights lighting him up.
Yeah, he tried to sneak in. He's like, Matt's pretty black.
We'll just cut the light
Go
off.
get the light.
It's like Taylor, cut the AC up.
Like training day. Give me the bitch. Like one of them Jones.
Jake, give me the
Yeah. I am pretty dark, but I've learned to live with it.
And still you rise.
And still I rise. I be saying that shit on the bus when like they just don't stop with the foolery.
Grandmother just threatened to shoot me with a sawed-off shotgun. And still I rise.
Yo, my man got threatened. Dude told me he was gonna blow his head off yesterday on the 60. And yeah.
It's like, sir, I believe you.
It was funny. He let the boy on, said he let him on for free. Going down. Come back, he's on the other side.
Here you again.
And he said something to him, not on some extra, but just like, yo, come on, He's like, I got it, dog. Boy went to back and then just started going on him. And he's like, you act like subject drivers can't get shot. I'll blow your fucking head off. So he went a couple blocks and pulled over, called the people. He's like, we sitting there. He's like, out of all the people on the bus sitting there, he's like, who come up and asked why we stopped? Him. Said he came up like, yo, why we stopped? He's like, told me he's going to blow my head off, dog. Like,
Yeah, you gotta go. Yeah.
He's like, man, my bad, dog. Yeah, I'm on my dean. Like, He was just like, what? It's always something.
And brother Mahmoud, this is how you feeling on this fine?
Yo, this week, though, I don't know if it was the full moon, but just, yo.
People was bugging, man.
No, I saw that hit and run the other day.
Yeah.
Like I literally stepped up the bus and it happened right in front of me.
And the thing is, you predicted it.
I tweeted it, an hour before it happened.
Yeah.
I literally said it's way too many people outside and it's way too many beat up cars running lights and driving reckless. It's like the Otis video. They're everywhere. And an hour later, dude is on the curb running over children.
It's awful.
They got him though. He didn't brake. Like he never hit the brake. Just
street, sidewalk, people still going.
Acceleration.
Dang.
He took off and went to Broad and Allegheny, and somebody followed him from the accident.
Yeah.
They was following him. He ditched the truck, got out, and ran down into the train. This nigga was on some Wesley Snipes shit.
Yo.
Yeah.
Why?
Ran down into the train. They followed him down there and got him down in the subway. I'm just like, this ain't good, yo, for a Thursday?
Yeah.
Like,
talk about a precursor to the weekend.
Like, bruh.
Yeah, the weekend does start on Thursday, bruh.
But luckily, none of them kids died.
Yeah.
When the one girl I saw, she was hurt pretty bad.
Yeah, I remember when you sent me and Rob a voice note like, yo, I think this one girl is dead.
I'm talking about that wall behind Taylor. Like, that's how close it was. Like, he went right past me. And I was looking at my phone. I just heard the lady screaming. And I'm just like, and I looked up. Boom, 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 boom. He was just mowing people down.
That's crazy.
I'm like, literally, I was like, what the fuck? And he came off the curb and just, it was like he was supposed to come on the curb and run people over and go back.
What y'all doing here?
Yeah, what y'all doing? Yeah. That's what happens when you in the wet. Like, that's the
I have my plan and shit now here. Y'all are.
Oh. And
now I got a vehicular manslaughter charge against me. Y'all in my way.
Nah.
Please move.
That hit and run shit is crazy. Like, you a different type.
So was it a stolen car? Or was
No.
he just wilding?
Crazy part, the supervisor said he wasn't even on. Like, he wasn't drunk or none of that. They just think he wasn't paying attention, looking at his phone or something. Came up on the curb and then realized what he did was like,
See you in 30 years, Tyrone.
And yeah, they got him. So it's like they got him on the street. And it's like shit like that is
It's just completely unnecessary.
you understand what I'm saying? Like, well, there's just no need for this.
Yeah.
The gun violence and I don't want to sound bad, but it's like you sign up for certain things.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like how you was with the Westbrook shit. Like you're getting paid millions to come out here, so people talking shit to you is part of the game.
Yeah.
You in a certain lifestyle. The gun cut. You kicking somebody's door. You have to know.
You rob 8 niggas. Somebody's gonna pop your top.
You
back.
understand what I'm saying?
Somebody's gonna convert your shit.
So it's like as much as we do look at like the random shootings and just tearing shit up is destructive and menace to society shit. I think that hit and run shit is just because that's anybody.
Yeah.
Like anybody. Like I was walking to the bathroom and I walked down that sidewalk.
Right.
I could have easily stepped up onto that curb
Been
and
there
been
a little
walking
too
with
long.
my back to it because you walk down to go to like.
Crazy.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's anybody out here can get it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Man.
And I get the because we was talking about it the other day, like at the gig, like people panic, right? I understand that. So what I've seen, they were saying people will leave the scene, get away from the people that are out there,
didn't realize what happened,
and then call the cops or like, yo, I had it was a mob there. I didn't want to stay in the midst of that because you can get your muffin cap peeled back if you hit a kid
what the fuck is your nut ass doing?
you
nigga?
hit a kid on the wrong block and get out the car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that happened up in Brooklyn years ago. Remember the Jewish guy? I think he was Jewish or the Crown Heights riots. You remember that?
Yeah.
The guy killed the kid and they went to town. You know,
Yeah,
like it
for
was
sure.
all out melee. And it's like, I could understand that, but this boy wasn't doing it. Like he was going for it. He was like, I'm getting out of here. Like he ditched the whip. And like, you notice your whip.
You know that you're registered to you, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit. So
Damn.
when I gave them my license and then they registered with the state, that means they know who I am forever.
Should have took that John down the subway with me. Like mayhem, dog.
Yeah, man. That's it's pray for them kids, man. That was
Yeah, like that's a
that
crappy
was
way to
victimized.
start the summer.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I
sure.
mean? Crabby way to start the
You
summer.
got to spend 8, 10, 12 weeks in the hospital.
And I remember
whatever.
like my whole next couple of trips because like when I came back down, it was just police and you couldn't even really get into the terminal. And I just kept thinking like, I hope that little girl not dead. I hope she not dead because that's a sick call your mom got to get. Your dad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your kid just out enjoying their day. It was 4:45.
It's crazy.
You figure I leave the terminal at 4:51, so it was between 4:45 and 4:51 because that's when I get there. I literally was like, got there and I looked. I'm like, damn, I'm early. I had like 7 minutes. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. Popped the brake, stepped down the steps, came up on the curb. Boom, 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 boom. I'm just like, oh, fuck,
Terrible.
crazy. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, they're alive, so
That's good.
that's cool. Not cool, but
Yeah.
they're alive.
We prefer they didn't get hit by Tyrone, but
Yeah, we prefer that.
we also glad that nobody died.
And shout out to the dude that followed him from the scene and chased him down into the train and got
Yeah.
it. That's some real vigilante justice shit.
Yeah.
But
Yo, I almost did that shit one time. I was at the gas station on Ridge Avenue over on the East Falls side or whatever like that. And some girl.
some of that Sunoco,
Yeah.
it goes down over
Oh
there.
my God.
Yeah, it goes down
That
over
shit is like Terror Dome Northwest over
Yeah,
that
it
shit.
goes down over there.
So I'm over there or whatever. I'm in there. I'm getting some bullshit out of the little A+ joint, whatever like that. I come outside, this like young white girl, she like screaming like, oh my God, somebody stole my car, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, what kind of car you had? She's like, oh, it was a Ford Escape. I look, I'm like, those niggas that just randomly drove off, it was like a guy and a girl. So I get on my vigilante justice shit. I'm like, I'm following these motherfuckers. So I'm like, I call the police. They like, sir, stop following them. I don't listen. I follow them. They didn't cut into some like little back block over on like 31st and Norris. I'm like, this is a bad idea. As much as I want to help, I don't want to help that much. I started thinking about Rilla and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is a bad idea. That was at 3 in the afternoon. Imagine what they gonna do to me at 3 in the morning.
Yeah. Like, sis, you got insurance.
Yeah, man. Report this, Joe.
Chalk it. It would be hard for me to not, because we come down Park Ave and then turn into the terminal.
Yeah.
So he was coming down only. Had I came down Park Ave and saw that, like coming through the intersection, I would have blocked the intersection with the bus. So
Right.
I think it's just, if you are any type of like human, that like has any pride or any
Some sort of compassion.
if your moral compass just is where it's supposed to be, you don't want to see that happen, and then you just like,
Oh,
and it's wild because lady I was talking to today, she was on the 6 yesterday. It's a crab place at like 78th and Ogons. I don't know what the name of it is.
I know what you're talking about.
Somebody got rocked out front of there yesterday. Like they shot him like 8-9 times. She was like, people was standing over him with their phones, like recording him and taking pictures and shit.
Yo, society is in
Not
the fucking
helping.
toilet. Yo.
And I was just like, dog, that's where we at. People will pull their phones out to take a picture of you before they get you some assistance. Crazy.
Because everybody want to be a fucking member of the media and want to break the story. Oh my God, some guy just got shot.
Dog. I remember a couple years ago, I came out the depot. I had to make relief on 22nd Street.
Yeah.
So you catch the bus down. And I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but something was like, run for the bus. And I took off running, and my hoodie was in my hand, and my foot got caught in the hoodie. And I like did a somersault, like, bow. And the bus, the driver who was driving, she stopped like, yo, you cool? And as I looked up, it was people on the bus, like, with their phone. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Dog. That shit is real, dog. Anything happen to you, people pull their phones up. Yep. Anything.
But then once it happened to them or they family, they want total privacy. Please respect us in this time of grief.
It's a weird world we live in, man. Before we started, you were talking about Game of Thrones. You really watch that show?
Yo, I love Game of Thrones. Yo. I literally said before we started the show, I'm like, yo, I told 3 people on the phone before I got here, I'm like, yo, I wish I was home watching Game of Thrones, but I gotta go be a responsible adult. Gotta go do the podcast.
I still can't. I tried.
I'm doing something that the same shit I did with Breaking Bad during the final season of Breaking Bad. I'm basically watching the beginning of the show with the end of the show at the same time. Basically looking for like consistencies or inconsistencies or whatever like that, and like plot holes and shit like that. And I'm basically like, I went back and I started watching the first episode again, right before episode 1 for this current season, which is the final season. And I'm like, yo, there was so much shit in the pilot episode to where it's like, yo, they could have went so many different fucking directions because it's so full of information. And it's like, yo, the whole premise of the show basically came full circle, which is like the winter is coming shit with the White Walkers and the Night King and all of that shit. They literally introduce it in the first 3 seconds of the pilot episode. And then you get Daenerys Targaryen, the Dragon Queen and all that. She's introduced in that episode, and Jon Snow, and it's like so much shit that you literally get in the very first pilot episode to where it's like, yo, they really could have went a million different ways. And it's gotten to the point where now the show is loosely based on From Ice and Fire, the book series or whatever by George R.R. Martin. And they've gotten to where now where the show has surpassed the books in like time length or whatever like that. There's like 5 books and they've already gotten past the fucking books to whereas now they gotta kind of like write their own interpretation of the world and all of that shit or whatever like that. And they've taken it in a really interesting direction. So now I'm watching the Game of Thrones media on the internet about all the theories and this and that and who's who and what's what and who's the Night King and the fact that Jon Snow is a Targaryen, which we found out last season. And it's just like so much shit because it's basically like the people from King's Landing thought they killed off all the Targaryens and that there was only 1 or 2 of them left. And now they're finding out it's like more of these motherfuckers. So now this season is going to explore that part of it to where it's like, yo, who is the real heir to the Iron Throne? This imaginary fucking throne that they done made up of these 7 kingdoms and shit. But it's like a dope ass show.
I have no clue. like no bullshit. Like 20 seconds into that, I was just like, who am I taking tomorrow in this parlay? Because I don't. Everybody talks to me like this.
Yeah.
I don't watch the show, so I don't.
It's like a dope ass show because it's like something that that happened. Like when I was in 9th grade, I wasn't really like into like history and like the sci-fi shit and all of that. And I had this one real weird ass eclectic American history teacher, and he basically like gave me like the background on like Star Wars and Starship Troopers and shit like that. And he's like, yo, these movies are like a metaphor for like cataclysmic events that have happened in like American history. So he's talking about Star Wars, and he's like, yo, this is really like a metaphor for like the Jews and the Nazis and this and that, and you know how the Jews had to go into hiding because the Nazis tried to terminate all of them, blah, 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 blah. It's like, but George Lucas is such a brilliant person that he does it in this theatrical sci-fi sort of way. So now it made me just kind of look at, you know, a lot of different content and stuff like that came out as like, oh, it might be a deeper meaning to like some of this shit, and you start to research it and you find out like, you know, other stuff or whatever like that. And some of the shit is just it's just entertainment. It just is what it is. But some of this stuff be having like deeper meanings and like metaphorical setups and all of that shit. So it just made me really interested.
I get that aspect. It's just the dragons and I can't, like, it's just it just don't tweak my interest to where I, you know.
No, I definitely get it.
Like, I try, I'm not gonna lie, I watched like 2 or 3 episodes of it, and I'm just
this
like,
ain't it.
I'd rather watch Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Like, honestly,
I was watching fucking American Pickers the other night.
Oh man,
they found one of them bikes with the giant wheel in the front and a little wheel in the back. Yeah, they paid $3 for that shit, and I'm just like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I love Billions. Billions is probably the best shit out to me.
Yeah, Billions is the best show on television.
I don't even understand how, like, if you like any of that just asshole rhetoric, it just,
you know what it is? It's too smart for some people.
Chad said it. I didn't.
It's too smart for certain people.
But when I see people tweeting like, I can't get into Billions, I'll be like,
dumb as shit.
I mean, it
little stupid.
It just is what it is. But yeah, it's one of them shows where like, yeah, you really gotta like pay attention. You gotta have a sense of like current things that are going on in the world, the way stocks work, the way, you know, just everything. Like you look at like gold and different entities that where the price fluctuates and just, you saw did you watch last week?
Yeah, I watch it every week.
The way Dollar Bill was about to do the chicken shit. Yeah. Like, dog, like that.
Market manipulation.
Yeah, like exactly. Like being able to do that. The way Axe burnt the bull when he had him on the boat and the dickhead, what's the bull work in his office? They don't really do
Wags.
No, not Wags. That's his man. Remember they wouldn't let him in the meeting, but then he came in. He was
Spiros.
He was on the walkie-talkie. Like it's genius shit like that. So that's the reason I like Billions. I don't think anything's catching a wire though, me personally.
Yeah, and I think all time you're talking about no particular order. I mean, the Wire is number one, but then after that it's like, you know, Breaking Bad, Homeland. Homeland kind of went off a fucking.
I never
cliff.
could do The Sopranos.
I be back and forth with The Sopranos. Like I've had times where I love The Sopranos and other seasons like really fucking dry, and it's like, yo, it's the mob. Start killing some people, man. It's like too much world building and like setups and shit like that. Certain seasons of The Sopranos, and it ended fucking weird, and it's like no resolution to it to this day because they're gonna do a Sopranos movie. No, they not.
Certain shows don't need world building because you know the world. Yeah, like The Wire, Baltimore. You needed that because realistically, we knew nothing about Baltimore. Like the only thing we knew about Baltimore was
knew. Remember The Corner.
The Corner was the precursor though. Yeah. Like it was the same. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but. Just in general, just a lot of things that went on, and you just didn't know.
Yeah, the fact that it's a dope city, not a cocaine city, and all of the moving parts, and it's like they literally gave you like the street element, the fucking docks, the schools, the paper, the political aspect of it, like all of that shit like works together because they padding stats and juking stats and this and that, and you see the political agenda come down on high from the fucking mayor to the police commissioner. We gotta get fucking crime down, and it's like they finding creative ways to like hide shit or whatever like that, and it's like, yo, it's a really sophisticated, but it gives you enough nigger elements to where the average nigger audience is like, this is the greatest shit of all time, but they be missing like the bigger overall like arc of the shit, which is like, we don't own no motherfucking boats, we don't own the supply of no fucking drugs, you don't have no.
That's why when people tell me they hated season 2, I'll be like,
it's the best season.
It's the best season. Like, yeah, like dead ass. It's the best season because without season 2, you don't get the Sabakas. Without Sabakas, you don't get the Docks. Without the Docks, you don't get the Greeks. Without the Greeks, we have no dope. Yeah. It's the only reason that the show works is season 2. Because you couldn't just pop up with Marlo getting the connect with the. Remember, Marlo got the Greeks through Avon through Sergey. Yeah. Being in jail. Remember West Side for Life?
Yeah.
Fuck them East Side bitches. Like, that's how this shit go.
Yeah.
And then he got Prop Joe out of there. Who put you this? My nephew? Always knew I'd be ashamed of that boy. Like, just the way it goes. So you needed season 2 so bad.
Yeah, it's pivotal.
But I don't know. That's the only show I can really get into now is
And
Billions.
one of my favorite actors of currently right now originated on The Wire season 2, Pablo Schreiber.
Oh, yeah.
The tall guy, whatever, like that. Do you watch? You probably not really into that shit. Like, you ever seen American Gods on Stars? Super underrated, like dope ass show. But it's like sci-fi shit, and it's like it crosses boundaries of like regular everyday life. It's like this one regular everyday guy, and it's all this crazy mythical shit like happening around him, and it's like they put a spin on like the Easter Bunny and shit like that. It's like crazy shit, but it's like a dope ass show though. Like, it's easy to follow.
Yeah, that's the only Billions is the only joint I can get into right now.
But yeah, I used to swear by Homeland. They went off a cliff the last 2 seasons. Like, once the boy got drugged and shit and lost his mind, went crazy.
I can't do any reality. The other day I watched like 6 minutes of Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Shit, the reunion shit.
No, it wasn't even a reunion. Like
episode?
what's the model chick with the green eyes?
Oh, Eva Marcel.
Eva, she was on Tyra Banks thing.
Yeah, Eva.
She was always beautiful. She's really nice. I didn't know she was on this shit. And I'm just like, damn, Eva done hit a fucking roadblock in her life.
Scraping the pot.
Scraping the pot. And I'm watching this shit, and I'm just like, yo, everybody is 50.
Yeah.
With 80 pounds of makeup on. These ridiculous, huge weaves. And I'm just like, all they do is fight and talk shit about each other.
They hate each other.
And it was on for 6 minutes, and I could feel like... Remember, like, when the Matrix, when they be moving, when they was in the, that's how I felt. I'm like, oh, this shit is awful, man. Like, how do people watch this shit week in and week out?
Yeah.
I do not understand.
Yeah, my number one guilty pleasure used to be Love and Hip Hop. Anything with Love and Hip Hop on it, I would watch that
What's
shit.
Shannon?
Because I knew it was going to be some ridiculous shit. I can't watch. That shit is unwatchable now. It's awful.
Pretty much every reality show.
The Miami one, like, just fucked me up. Because, number one, I got nothing against gay. They made it too gay. It was like over the top. I'm like, yeah.
I didn't even know there was a Love and Hip Hop Miami.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. One of my close friends, our guy Javi, one of his business partners was on that joint or whatever like that. He was the only one with sense on the whole show. It's 15 cast members. He's the only one with fucking sense.
Well, I did read about those joints, and I read a pretty much like a. What they call them, like whistleblowers, like somebody who's like in the production thing, was just like telling how much they get paid per episode, and then if your shit isn't dramatic enough, they'll cut you out, and if they cut you out, you won't get paid
that show. Yeah.
So it just be like when shit like that, it's like, all right, then it's not reality, and it's just. Again, I be up, bro, Noni. There are people whose lives are just chaos 24/7. So I get it, but I just don't understand how you are a millionaire or doing as well as you are supposedly doing, and it's just nonstop. Yeah. That just
on the fucking Love and Hip Hop Miami reunion, Trina cursed out Trick Daddy, and it's like, you hate to see it, but this is what it's come to. It's like, yo, you take a fucking American hip hop dynasty that was slip and slide, y'all brought Miami back single-handedly, reintroduced Miami hip hop in a post Luke world, and y'all fucking hate each other the whole fucking time. And Trina used to date Trick Daddy's brother.
Yeah.
So it's like y'all really know each other and y'all hate each other.
I saw a tweet the other day that said Trick Daddy looks like the brownie in a microwave dinner. Yo, I laughed for 20 minutes. Anybody's ever had like a hungry man or a fucking that shit fucked me up. I'm like, dog, that's one of the realest fucking things I've ever seen on the internet. And I love Trick my man. But he's an ugly ass nigga. That's a perfect description, dog. Said that man looked like a brownie from a microwave dinner. I'm terrible. Like, dog, that's some real shit. But just, shit like that. Just watching Peter Guns become Peter Guns.
Peter Guns got 90 kids.
With the black feet, it was just like, come on, dog.
Peter Guns got 2 otherwise successful women on television making complete asses out of themselves on a weekly basis. Like, imagine competing for a nigga with black ass feet, like, on television every week for 4 years.
It's the younger people hearing this shit might not completely understand it, but if you was around in 96, 97, Uptown Baby was really like
A
we
smash.
weren't even from New York, and that was an anthem. And you just kind of, even though that was their one hit, they never really had nothing else crazy. They had a couple Jones with the beat nuts and punning them, but that was like their joint. You just looked at Peter Guns and Lord Tariq like that was the shit. Like I remember that moment, that time, that song. And just to see him like
You nut ass old head. You hate to see it.
Yeah.
Nut ass old head, man.
And reality shows takes the people who otherwise were one hit or two hit wonders from the hip hop scene, where it's like, regardless if you ain't seen them in 20 years, you just have a high regard for them.
Like they did do something that'll make you, let me watch this shit so and so on here.
Right. You know what I mean?
And then it's like, you really like a nut ass old head.
Right. You understand what I'm saying?
Like it's really over.
So you look back to somebody who had like a decent couple hits in rap. Somebody like I don't know who I can pull out the air. Give me fucking Tone Loc. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at Tone Loc, when you instantly think of Tone Loc, what you think about?
Wild Thing,
Funky Cole Medina, and Ace Ventura. And you just like, dog, Tone Loc was cool. If I see Tone Loc getting thrown out of his bitch crib on TV at 53, it's just like, what the fuck, man? You understand what I'm saying?
Yo, come get me, dog. Bitch tripping.
Yo, bitch tripping.
Bring the truck.
Yeah, bitch, the bitch bugging, come get me. Like, I don't want to see that shit. Tone Loc could be living in a shelter for all I know right now. But I think of Tone Loc, I think a decent shit about Tone Loc.
Yeah.
Like Peter Guns got a smash that was like a hip hop heavyweight.
That defined an era of hip hop.
And all I can think about is in Black Ass Feet. Whenever
Black Feet Ratchet.
Even like, what's his name that blew off the reality shit with Jocelyn?
Stevie J.
Stevie J was really one of the biggest and best producers out there.
Yeah.
Didn't he do Honey?
Nigga work with Biggie, dog.
Like he did shit with Mariah. Like
Yeah.
Stevie J was the man. And all you can think about is the goofy shit with Jocelyn.
He's a meme.
That's right.
He's a fucking meme.
And that's the part of the reality shit. Me personally, I get why they're doing it, the money and, you know. But to me, it seems like they get into the reality shit and they get a little bit of money and a little fame, and then it goes way left, like beyond left. And you see when reality shows, if Cardi B and Drea and K Michelle are like, this too much for me, you know it's an issue. You understand what I'm saying?
Because at the time, they literally had nothing better to do.
Nothing.
None of them. And they like, nah, I can't do this.
I'm done with this shit.
K Michelle was beating bitches up on TV every week. And she's looking at it like, I can't do this no more.
K Michelle to get the shit taken out her ass.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it since she got it done.
I haven't either.
Yeah. But I saw her, she got a, what's them Jones way? Talk about your life. Not Unsung.
I was going to say Unsung.
But something like that on BET. Unsomething.
Okay.
Uncensored.
Okay.
BET has the BET version of Unsung.
Gotcha.
It's called Uncensored, I believe. But she got one of them, and I saw it. And she was talking about getting her ass shit removed. And I was just like,
I don't know how this going to work out.
that's a crazy life. Like, when you got to get, like, shit taken out, that's a perfect way to go into.
Yeah.
But just having to go through that is like, damn.
Yeah, it's rough.
But we got posed the questions this week with when it comes to females augmenting their bodies. And somebody hit me and was like, remember when J-Lo had, like, the fattest ass out?
In history.
Like, didn't she allegedly have, like, a insurance policy on her ass?
Yeah.
I don't know if that was ever real or not. But J-Lo had Trina, and who else had a crazy...
From that 90s era. Remember when Buffy the Body came out?
Oh, dog. Buffy the Body fucked the game up.
Buffy the Body had the super giant ass.
Super, super huge ass. Melissa Ford
Yep.
had a big ass. But, like, they were the big ass people of their day.
Yeah. And it wasn't a lot of them.
What? Nah. They were like, what'd you say, the ghosts on Pac-Man? Like, it just, they weren't around.
No, it was not the norm. But now it's a situation where it's like you walk into one nightclub and 80% of the chicks got the same body, and not even the ones that work there. The customers,
Yeah.
they all got the same fucking body, and it's like, yo, they going to Colombia, like, yo, let me get titties number 3, not too saggy. Let me get the ass number 7, not too extra hips. Like, it's crazy, and it's like, yo, we are on the verge of having a society of women, beautiful women with perfect bodies that are completely unhealthy.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yo, you gonna go to the gym for 2 weeks before the surgery, a week and a half after, and then it's like, yo, let me get a chicken cheesesteak.
Yeah.
Salt, pepper, ketchup, fried onions, extra hots.
But she had asked me, like, when do you think it shifted? And this is my thing I was telling Carl last week when Carl was going off about rap music being detrimental to people. I don't necessarily think it's the words in rap. I think it's the visuals. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because the visuals is what happened when it came to this shit running as crazy as it did.
Yep.
Like, rap video vixens, you know, like that.
Rap's been misogynistic. It's been materialistic.
Right.
It's been fucking imputing bullshit imagery into your head. But to see the
like,
bullshit
even if you
imagery,
look at like Biggie, One More Chance video, Biggie's basically talking about fucking different chicks and you cheating on your man with me and da-da-da-da-da. He's talking his shit, being misogynistic and being a player. The women in the video was the Brat, Total, Mary J, Faith. Like, it was real live.
strong, independent women that had shit going on.
Right. You know, even if you look at like Puff, Been Around the World, talking that shit. It was Jennifer Lopez in the video. Yeah. Nas, fucking, as bad as people grind up Nas for Shorty Owe Me for Ice, like with Timberland, who was in that video?
Destiny's Child.
It was Beyonce. You know what I mean? Case Beyonce. Like, it was real live people.
Yeah.
Around like 99, 2000, like the big Pimpin' era, once that shuffled in, it was just, we're hoping, holding open auditions. Open auditions. Any hoes want to come on down, just bring yourself.
You want to go to the Cayman Islands and get champagne poured to you by Dame Dash? Come down to the casting call.
And you like, what's her name that wrote the book? Superhead.
Yeah. When
she was on whatever video she said she was on, she was like, she wanted to be the one that was noticed, so she just got naked. Like, you ever watch the, I think it's the Mystical video? They have to blur her because she doesn't have clothes on. Like, once that happened and then they started getting exposure, and then it was like, oh, I got to look like that. Oh, I got to look like that. Yeah. Then you had like your Buffy the Bodies and your Esther Baxters that had like super huge asses or super huge titties.
Gloria Velez,
all of them. It just became like I need my body to look like that.
It became aspirational to be like a video girl,
right?
Like that. Like, it was like a thing. Like, they would do like the equivalent of like a think piece on it and like XXL in the source, and like they was interviewing these girls and trying to see what they think. Meanwhile, they didn't think anything.
Right.
They was just like trying to get noticed or whatever like that to try to, you know, position themselves to like do other shit. Or if you was Superhead, you weren't trying to do shit. You was just trying to suck a lot of dicks and get some extra bread or whatever the case may be and get away from Coogee Rap's nut ass.
Yeah.
It's like she didn't have a plan or whatever like that. So it's like at some point it's like the imagery of just constantly seeing these women with these beautiful women with these amazing bodies, it just made women be like, nope, gotta do it. Because once upon a time in the 90s, getting your titties done was like the whole thing. It was like, yo, I just got my titties done, But that was the extent of like the plastic surgery. And then and that shit was so much money back then. It was like any old chick from 54th and Warrington ain't getting her titties done.
Yeah.
But now the shit is like 3,500
and
4 bands.
I was thinking about that shit the other day, like the Dr. Miami explosion and all of, and I'm just like, dog, plastic surgeons now are making so much fucking money. It's unbelievable. And the fact that it's like shit like that was shunned, not even shunned, but it was like taboo.
Yeah.
You understand?
It was on the low. A lot of shit and that's the difference between 2019 society and like 1995 society. Is like a lot of shit.
20 years. Go to 99.
That was on the low is like celebrated and out there now.
Oh.
Remember, like, if you knew a chick that like was a stripper, it was like, yo, don't tell nobody that I'm in this joint. Like,
you know she danced.
It was on the low. Now the strippers have social media and it's all stripping.
Yeah.
And a couple pictures of their son here and there. But it's like for the most part, it's all pole tricks and fucking stripping, and they got 58,000 followers, and it's like they want to be recognized. Like,
a stripper recently followed me, and I saw her page. She had like 90-something thousand followers. So I followed her, and she looked pretty good. And,
yeah.
And like in the midst of her like stripping pictures, it would be like a picture of her son.
Yeah, we gotta keep it balanced.
Her grandma on the hospital bed, you know. And I'm just like, I don't know about this. And then she like posted that she was selling banana pudding. I was like, I'm not following this bitch. Like what the like? I followed you for
I
one
definitely
reason.
don't want those stripper banana pudding.
You know, like it's just that is some weird ass shit that people
Fucking
do.
stripper probiotics. Like, no thanks, man.
It's like chicks that put they one dope picture as the Avi.
Yeah.
And then they
Then
follow
you go to the
you,
page,
and
it's
you
all
requested
nonsense?
it's all like just bullshit memes and a lion with a crown on his head. I'm just like, I don't need to see this.
I'm
goofy.
gonna be all right.
Yeah.
The nigga can't do nothing for me that I can't do for myself.
A whole bunch of and still I rise posts, and I don't need to see this goofy
Once I
shit.
see that shit, unfollow, block.
But it's like, yeah, we reached a point where like things that were taboo aren't. Dr. Miami has an Instagram with pictures of reupholstered pussies, and I'm just like, wow.
Dr. Miami, like, from here, like, yeah, I'm about to
In
work on
the
I'm about to work on this
operating
bitch.
room.
I'm about to work on this bitch. You know what I'm saying? She told me I could post this shit for a discount.
Look at this raggedy ass pussy I'm about to fix. Like this shit is crazy.
Nothing is taboo now.
Like, how is a pussy that's getting rebuilt
On the internet. How does it live on the internet?
like a 2.7 V6 in a Magnum? Like, how is this just
No, we're
out
gonna
here?
upgrade this joint to a 5.3. We're gonna clean the fuel injectors out.
Put some new valves in there, you straight. Like, how do you come and be like, yeah, I want to get my pussy fixed? And he like, all right, 7 bands, but if you let me film it, I do it for $5,500. Hey, all right, bet.
Man, fuck it. Half of Indianapolis has seen this pussy anyway.
Fucking Indianapolis.
half of Naptown has seen this box anyway. Might as well. $1,500 ain't nothing to sneeze at.
Fucking
motherfucker.
Indianapolis. Shout out to Indiana. We had some fun out there, man. Shout out to Indiana and Indianapolis. We was in both of them.
I know 2 people that moved to Indianapolis. They both moved back immediately.
Me and Maul was out there. We saw a tornado, and
They saw it.
it was they came over the loudspeaker in the hotel, told everybody to get to the basement and shit. And me and Maul were like on the balcony taking pictures because we never, you know, we from Philly, ain't never seen no shit like that. The whole hotel had cleared out, and everybody was on the first floor or going down into the basement.
Yeah.
And they saw one of the security guards saw us on the balcony. He was like, get you. It was like Die Hard with a Vengeance. Like, it's kids up there. Like, we was on some stupid shit. We taking pictures and video, and they was like, yo, y'all got to get down to the ground floor or below. Like, you can, like, the tornado was, you could see it.
Yeah.
Like, it was out in the, like, I say quarter mile away.
Yeah.
But it was a real live tour. This shit, I'd never seen it. And we just was really stuck taking pictures. This is how I know Maul, a North nigga. As we come out the room and going down to Joe, he's like, yo, the whole hotel cleared out. I'm like, yeah, he was like, we could run all through these rooms. I'm like, man, let's go. Come on, man. Like, but yo, that shit was real. Like, we saw a big ass tornado, like,
Damn.
right in front of us. The shit was wild. But yeah, no, we really reached a point where like the things that were hush hush aren't.
Front Street.
Yeah, and so it's like you got in 2005, somebody got their breast done or decided to get a tummy tuck because they had kids. The crazy part is you got women getting tummy tucks before they even have children.
Yeah. It's like, what you gonna do? I'm gonna get it done again. Fuck it.
That's crazy when you really think about it.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
And disclaimer, real quick, because I don't want none of the feminist organizations coming at us or boycott. Like, at the end of the day, a woman has the right to choose to do whatever she wants with her body. I get it. But it's gotten to the point where girls that don't need surgery are getting surgery.
Yeah.
I just seen it this week.
Yeah.
Like, girls that don't need surgery are literally getting surgery because they're like, yeah, my ass cool, it's big, but it ain't big enough. And that's like, give me the Tahiri ass. And it's just like, sis, this is gluttony.
My biggest thing when it comes, I ain't gonna hold you. I like all that shit. You want to do something that's gonna make you feel better or make you look at yourself in a better light or a better standard. I'm all for that shit. My problem with all of this stuff comes when, like, if McDonald's started selling filet mignon, I'm not getting that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
not a good idea. I
why
don't want the McFilet.
Why is the McFilet $3.99? You understand what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense. When I know I go to Morton's and the filet is $53. Why is this shit $3.99?
Yeah.
This can't be a good idea.
This can't be real filet mignon.
So with going to get your body done, going to Dr. Miami or a respected plastic surgeon
Yeah.
or anyone you feel that knows what they're doing, great. Why are you at the Embassy Suites?
why are you at the Days Inn on Cotman?
Again, that's the part of it that I find like to where it's like, is it that serious that you're willing to go to a woman who moonlights as a surgeon, but her day job is,
She the fry chief.
medical billing at Einstein.
I done seen this. Hold on, I done seen this procedure done 4,500 times. This shit is easy.
Like,
All I need is a little bit of motherfucking numbing agent. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be in and out.
think about it. A triple bypass heart surgery, right? Without insurance, your shit is like $300,000.
Yeah.
I watched it one day on YouTube. I could do it realistically after watching it.
Probably not a good idea.
But I can't come to you like, yeah, give me 20 bands. I'll do that. Like, no. You know what I'm saying?
20 bands, meet me at this fucking address at this garage.
So that's the part of it that like kind of trips me out where it's like, yo, you want to do it, great. By all means, but you shouldn't be going to a hotel room or a fucking apartment in the Bronx. Like that just doesn't make any logical sense.
Yeah,
and that's where I
absolutely.
feel like we've gotten to the point where it's become such a pressure on women.
And a big part of it is that
I know a woman recently who told me there are times where she dead ass just has to log out of Instagram and stay off it for a couple months because she was like the pressure to feel like you need to look a certain way,
Right.
Or she's like, she has money because she has a business. She's like, I catch myself buying bags just because I seen this bitch on Instagram and
Right.
she got 13 Chanel bags. It was like, oh, I got to get another one, not realizing that it's like I could have took that $4,000 and like paid my son's tuition for the year.
Right.
Or this and that where it's like, Nipsey say, like, pressure on your shoulders, what you gonna do? Like, and we've kind of gotten to the point where it's like people are so focused on these joints.
Yeah, for sure.
Not realizing like, yo, it's funny, I saw somebody the other day said 15 years ago, we cared about real life and the internet was an escape. Now people are so focused on the internet that
use
real
real
life
life as
has
the escape.
become the
Yeah.
escape. And
Real
I'm like,
shit.
dog, that's like real.
Yeah.
So I think that's the bigger issue. It's not what folks hear, it's what they see. Like how people always tell you, it's not in your words, it's in your actions.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you love me, show me you love. So
Definitely.
people, what they see, that's what moves them. So if all you see is Lyra galore, this girl, that girl, this girl, that girl, that.
And the bigger thing is, a lot of these girls that's like got quote unquote perfect bodies and look perfect, they not showing you none of the before images. Like if you go and you fucking Google Lyra galore before the surgery images, you be like, God damn, this bitch is hit.
I never saw her before. Did you?
Awful,
Yeah.
awful, terrible. Miracle Watts, same thing, terrible. Like not as bad as Lyra was dramatic. It was
Yo,
awful.
I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't know that.
They were different people.
No, not that. I didn't know that the plastic surgery shit was so extensive now. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I thought it was just, titties, ass, the tummy tuck shit.
Yeah.
Because we went on the website, and I mean the list of shit you can get.
Yeah.
It's like a Cheesecake Factory menu. Like, Cheesecake Factory joint.
Asian fusion,
It's
American
pages.
salads.
You can literally get anything worked on. Like anything.
Your ears too long, we clip your motherfucking ears.
Dog, I'm not making this shit up. There are women getting ribs fucked with.
Yeah, I heard that.
Like,
Because that was the talk that Janet Jackson that was the rumor in the 90s. Janet Jackson got her ribs removed and shit.
bruh.
And now it's like, the final frontier is here.
That's really a thing. Like, they can take your ribs out. And I was like, and do what with them? Like, what the fuck do you do with a rib?
Why would you want that?
Because the thing to have, like, a small waist.
That's a mental illness. You get a rib removed. That's a mental illness.
I mean,
I'm positive God gave you your ribs for like some sort. I don't know what the reason is, but I'm
I don't
positive
either.
you can use all of them Jones for something at some point.
Like it's not like a you know when you put something together, you bought a Home Depot and it's like a couple extra washers.
It's like,
it's like
they knew I was gonna fuck up. They gave me some extra Jones. Like, no, you probably need all of them Jones.
Yeah. Need your ribs.
You get into a total impact car accident, you probably gonna wish you had all of them Jones.
You can get your face completely done. Like I'm talking about eyelids, nose, lips, teeth, fucking cheeks, chin. Everything.
That's crazy.
I saw one joint was like it's a complete something where they do your stomach, your thighs, your flanks. I was like, what is a flank? And she was like up under here.
I didn't know humans had flanks.
I'm like, oh, okay. I even know what the fuck that was. But yeah, no, you can really get anything. And I'm like, people have to be doing this because
it's on the menu. Yeah.
Why would it be on the menu?
All right.
Cheesecake Factory took the fucking the crab wontons off to me. I had a fucking fit. So
What's the problem, cuz?
So it's people ordering the shit that's on there. You know what I mean? So and I'm just like, damn, I didn't know that shit was like the pussy thing. I really didn't know that was a thing till I saw it on the doctor. I'm just like, wow. That's insane.
The lip filler shit threw me for a loop a couple years ago. Once I realized that people were getting like shit really inserted into their lips, not like Botox.
No, like
straight getting like pieces of like plastic.
Like that shit I always tell them not to put in my fried rice. What the fuck are those things called?
Oh, the
bamboo
bean sprouts.
Bean sprouts. Yeah, I always be like, no bean sprouts in my rice.
7 bean sprouts in your lips.
Yeah, they get they don't get bean sprouts, but they look like bean sprouts in the lips.
Like that's crazy.
Nuts. Insane.
Kylie Jenner just took hers out.
Oh, yeah?
A couple months ago. She took hers out. It's like, oh, yeah, these Jones, is where it need to be now.
That shit just seems like it
Had
hurts.
it, got mad at it, I don't want it no more. Take these Jones out. You see old pictures of her? Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's dramatic. It's a dramatic change.
And
I appreciate the end result. Don't get me fucked up, but...
And that's my biggest thing. I'm not necessarily mad at it. I actually like it. You know, whatever it is going to have you feeling confident and feeling like you...
Let's do it.
Great. But you have to be safe and realistic. Like, no.
We talk on this show a lot about you can't cheat the process with certain shit.
Right.
Like, and you can't just decide like, oh, I want to get my ass done. And then it's like, yo, I got to save fucking 7 bands or whatever like that. And then you see some shit on the internet like, oh, this girl got her joint done for $2,100 at motherfucking, at somebody's basement, and shit is like, nah, that's probably not the way to go.
Right.
And then they justify it with, oh, but Cardi B said she got some backroom ass shots. Like, let's not let the exception be the rule. That's another thing we do a lot in present society. Like, we take the one shining example where it's like some shit worked out, and then be like, oh, but no, such and such. Like, yeah, but she's one out of how many?
It's like if you're a UCLA student and like. Your homie like, yeah, I rode down to 60th Street and got some weed. It's like, that's not a good idea.
That's probably an awful idea.
Just because you got the weed and came back, don't
it was next door to the fucking the motorcycle club and shit. Like, that's not a good idea.
Right, and so I don't necessarily think men are the blame because excuse me.
Well, there's a lot of people on the chopping block as far as who is the blame.
What you mean?
In terms of like, where is all the pressure coming from? Is it just straight like some self-esteem shit with certain people to where it's like...
I saw the chick the other day. She tweeted, men like your natural hair. You like $900 weaves. And I'm like, it's got some validity to it.
Think about the hair journey. All right, we went from natural hair. Once upon a time, like, let's go 20 years ago, wigs were for like our grandmothers and shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
the wig shit is wild.
Shit is just like... through the roof, and they call it "quote unquote" protective styles now, or whatever like that. I don't want to be applying heat to my hair and this, that, and the third, so I wear wigs.
Well, I will say in women's defense, wigs 20 years ago were legit witness protection wigs.
Oh, weren't. No, it's a whole nother ball game now. The wigs have evolved, but it's like, all right, so we went from natural hair.
My aunt used to wear a wig. I'd be like, yo,
we went from natural hair and the crazy synthetic wig shit to remember like the pack hair. The chicks used to have the hair in the pack.
I remember when Remy and Nicki started. That was like my first viral tweet ever. When Remy and Nicki were beefing, I posted a picture of them back in the day. It was like, remember when it was all love and pack hair?
Yeah.
And it was like, they both had bullshit ass.
Yeah, so it was like, all right, so you still had elements of your hair in that style. So if your hair wasn't as long as you wanted it to be, you would add some bundles to make it fuller. Or if your hair is a little bit thin, you would add some bundles to make some pack hair to give it more volume or whatever. Or if you had like if your shit wasn't long, you remember the weave ponytail? The weave ponytail was undefeated. Ladies, we fucked with the weave ponytail. How did we go so far left?
The weave ponytail was my shit.
I
used to go crazy.
Down edges and shit.
I used to love that shit, yo.
Because it's like you giving me full face. Like it's like, yo, I get to really see what you look like. If you hit or you beautiful, we gonna find out with the motherfucking weave ponytail.
Shit.
So it's like, all right, so we moved past that. So then it was bundles. All right, fuck the pack hair. I need XYZ amount of bundles. Like I need my shit come right off the Pakistani lady head. I remember
the chick
bundle.
I was dealing with at the time. This was like 2006, 7. She was like, "Yeah, I'm about to go buy my hair." I'm like, "From where?" She's like, "I'm gonna meet him on 69th Street." And I'm like, "Him?" I'm like,
"What man is selling you hair?"
His name was Lil.
Big Lil. Shout out to Big Lil. Big Lil brought the bundle shit to the city, dog.
And I remember, because I'm thinking you about to go
Big
buy
Lil
hair.
pioneer.
I'm thinking you about to go buy hair. If you about to go buy hair from a man, it's about to be a nigga that look like Morris Day. You know, like in my mind.
Big Lil smack the shit out you.
Lil, how about
Lil
Johnny
6'7"
with butters and a dicky? I'm like, oh wow.
Times have changed.
And that was he was Christopher Columbus.
He was Christopher Columbus to the bundles.
To that shit.
Yes.
And then next thing you know, it was hair. Niggas was selling hair every goddamn where. And that shit really did just
hair by Trap Money Benny. It was hair by every fucking body.
There was hair everywhere. And that at the time fucked me up because I was just like, damn, niggas sell hair.
Yeah.
I was like, that's probably a lucrative thing though if you get in the right spot with it or the right.
Oh my god, it was so at the time. It was when in that period of conversion from pack hair to bundles, motherfuckers got rich, dog. I know chicks that got 4th grade educations that got rich selling hair, dog. Like you can't hold a conversation with these, but they're retarded. They're rich.
Dog, you ever watched that Good Hair Joan Chris Rock did?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers was getting the hair straight, like going overseas to get like a straight hair connect on some Frank Lucas shit. Like it was.
I need the finest Peruvian bundles.
It was real, yeah. But like even that, we watched the progression to where, like you said, now it's
just straight units. They not even called wigs no more. They units.
And they are expensive as shit.
Motherfucking 800, 900, shit like that. It got so expensive that women are literally like on some, man, I had enough of this shit. I'm on YouTube like this, taking notes. Like they putting in 10,000 man hours on YouTube watching tutorials on how to make their own fucking units. Like to save the fucking money. Cause it's like, yo, the hair is one expense. Then you gotta pay to dye the motherfucking hair. Then you gotta apply the shit. Then you gotta style it. Motherfucking be $1,200 sometimes by the time you get done all that shit. I ain't got it.
But then that's where we was talking about with the body shit. It's like, is it a necessity?
Or is it vanity?
Because I know a lot of women with really nice natural hair.
For sure.
You don't need this big thing on your head.
This big thing. This big lime green thing.
You just don't need it.
I'm positive you don't need the purple and bright pink hair.
I'm good on the color shit. The blue hair.
Anything outside
green,
of like,
I don't need it.
Anything outside of like blonde is like extreme to me.
I ain't gonna hold you on some hoe shit. I like red.
Ew.
I don't know. On some freaky hoe shit. I don't know why. But if I see a light skinned chick with red hair, that shit is all.
No, that's me. Like with any type of any woman period with blonde hair, I'm a whore. I'm straight.
I like blonde.
Blonde. Kevin Gates got a video that I save, and every time a chick pop up with blonde hair, I send it to her. I'll be like, the video goes, I ain't gonna lie, I love when a bitch got blonde hair. It's just something that make me want to put my dick in your face. And it's like, for some reason, he what do you call it? He properly categorized the moment. That's like, yo, I love you. Like, you have blonde hair. I love you. You was hit yesterday. Now you have blonde hair. I'm in love with you.
Somebody posted a video of Pinky the other day and was like, are y'all fucking with Pinky again?
I saw that, Joe.
And I was like, she's big as a duplex, but I still love her, yo. Like, that pink red hair. I don't know. I just freaky hoe shit. That shit is all that. Like, I see red or pink, I go fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But the blue, the green, the purple, no.
You know what else I low-key like? The gray shit. I don't know why, man.
I
Bitches
hate
with that gray hair, I be liking that shit. I be like, yo, you 21, but you got gray hair.
So a chick at my job
Have my
had
baby.
gray hair, and like the first day, it
Threw you for a loop.
no, because it was like she got hit with a tennis racket. Like, it was just mangled. And ever since then, I just was.
I'm cool on the gray shit.
I'm like, the gray shit must not lay down right or something. I don't know, but I don't like it. Like, it just ain't my thing. I like that red and that pink shit. That shit is lit.
I ain't gonna hold you. Every now and again, orange. It's like this burnt orange color. No. The chick.
What's Shannon? No.
the chick, she actually here for a concert tonight, girl. Anne Marie. She's from Chicago. She looked like Aaliyah.
Anne Marie?
Anne Marie.
Oh, man.
She younger. She like 21, 22. But yeah, she beautiful. But she be rocking that like burnt orange hair. She real light skinned. Shit look good on her. But it's like that shit's not for everybody. That's the other thing. All them wild colors and all that shit. Some of these chicks can get away with that shit. Drea, you can wear whatever color hair you want, baby. Like I'm still eating your ass on sight.
I ain't going. I feel like you can do whatever you want.
You can. You can look like a damn fool doing it too.
You just have to. You have to know your limits.
That's nobody knows their limits. That's the biggest problem right now.
It was all right. Funny story. Maybe I say 10 years ago. What year is it? 2019.
2019.
No, it wasn't 9. Yeah, it was. It was like 2009. My man Ira. We used to play poker and shit up at John's shop. Me and Ira was cool. It was my man John, little brother and shit. And we was in there just talking shit one day. And just to paint the picture, Ira's like viciously in shape, little nigga, like a Floyd Mayweather type nigga.
Gotcha.
And we was just, I had hair and shit at the time. And we just was like talking shit like, what was the nigga with the Eagles? Freddie Mitchell?
Freddie Mitchell.
Remember he had the Frohawk? And just talking shit was like, yeah, we should get some Frohawks. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, let's do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, I'm with it. You gonna do it? I'm like, yeah. And we left the shop and he went and got the Frohawk.
He's like, oh shit, you really?
And we came. John had a party. It was New Year's Eve. He came to New Year's Eve party with the Frohawk, and he was like, "What's up? You gonna get it?" And I was just like, "Nah, you know." He was just like, "Damn, dog, I thought you serious." And I was just like, "You can pull it off. You a little in shape." I'm
look like Mr. T.
I'm gonna look like Mabel. Remember that? Remember?
Viscera.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'm not about to get no fucking Frohawk.
You gonna look like the 1997 King of the Ring.
Yeah, I'm like, no, dog, I can't do that shit. But that's really what it is. Like, Taki dyed his beard green. Pulled it off.
Yeah.
If I dye my beard green, I'm gonna get booked. They're gonna think I'm on crack.
They gonna be like 302 this man.
Getting high.
They not even gonna call your people. They gonna be like 302 this man. We'll
Real
figure
shit.
out what's going on later. Why does he have a green beard?
And I think knowing your limits ain't a bad thing. Women had this weird thing where if you try to explain to them, you shouldn't do that.
Oh man, that's going down the road of a whole nother conversation, which is the present millennial woman does not want any information, criticism, best practices at all from men. We can't tell them shit. We can't offer them shit. Unless you're sticking dick to them, you can tell them whatever you want. But
even then,
we can't tell women shit. We're not allowed to.
And I don't even think it comes out of a place of like, at least for me, like
it's not a place of maliciousness, or trying to like control you. It's just like, hey, maybe if you tried it, they would rather fail doing it their way than take our advice.
It was funny, before I came here, I saw the wife swap. You ever watch this show?
Yeah, that shit is stressful.
Apparently, it's a new one where it's a black couple and a white couple. The black wife goes to the white family, and the white wife comes to the black family.
Yeah.
And the black wife doesn't cook, doesn't wear makeup all the time. Like, she's like a millennial woman. She's a battalion chief for the fire department, and she works X amount of hours a week, and she doesn't cook, so they do like the meal preps and all. So the black husband's telling the white wife like, yeah, do you cook? And she's like, yeah, I cook every day. I'm a housewife. He's like, oh man, so you gonna cook? And he's like, man, every goddamn day we got the shit in the refrigerator. We eat the same thing every day. Like he going off about that. So then the black wife comes to the White House, and the white dude like, so let's get right to it. Do you cook? And she was like, no, I don't cook at all. And he's like, so he basically looking like, so how do y'all eat if you don't cook? And she like, do you cook? And he like, nah. She like, you mean you can't or you don't? He just like
both of them.
And so then they got on the makeup thing, and he was like, yeah, women, they don't wear makeup but they still be needing a little something, whatever. And she was like, well, yeah, I got makeup on now, because of the whole thing, but on a natural, normal day, I don't wear makeup. And he was like, well, my wife, she puts makeup on before I come home, to look like something. Yeah. And she was like, well, yeah, I don't really need makeup. He was like, all right, well, we'll see how you look tomorrow. What's fucking rolling? I'm like, yo,
how you look tomorrow?
We'll see how you look tomorrow.
All right, Tamika, we'll see. We'll figure it out.
But it's just funny to see how different people are, and how different, and we've gotten to the point now where it's like it's one way to do everything. This goes back to the ass shit, the hair shit, all that. Like you can look good and not have a $1,000 wig on. You don't need it. Yeah. I understand getting it because you want it or, whatever. It makes you feel empowered, whatever the fuck you feel. Yeah. You can look good and not have it. And I think people have gotten to the point where they don't understand that. They think that looking good is the $1,000 unit. Right.
Or I don't look good without this.
Or is getting my butt done or my stomach done or my titty. It's a picture. I see it all the time where it's a girl. They use it to like slander women, but it's a girl sitting on the toilet looking at her phone.
Okay.
And her body is like kind of a little flabby. Like her titties are sagging. She got a gut and she's looking at her phone and people will like basically tweet like, oh, I don't go on nothing but $200 dates, but then put the picture of like basically like this is the chick that's giving it. Right. And like it's used as like a diss. And I be like every time I see it, I be like, I'd hit you on the head. I don't know what's wrong with you niggas.
Down.
Like a natural, regular body is cool.
It's fantastic.
It's cool.
It's fun when you smack the ass. It comes back. It don't hurt. Like you're not like fuck. Damn.
Call me crazy. But regular, normal ass bodies are cool.
I ain't gonna front though. This one chick I done on recently. She had a fake ass. That joint was.
Oh no, this fake shit is cool.
Yeah,
it's cool. Not knocking it. All I'm saying is you don't.
I don't prefer it. Is my thing. I don't prefer it.
That's where I was about to go next. Do you prefer it?
I don't prefer it. I prefer a nice natural body, and I get it. Like, everybody's not blessed with like a fantastic natural body. And then some girl posted me yesterday. Says I had a tweet. I said, ironically, women are getting $7,000 asses to fuck niggas with $7 in their bank account, and that shit just kind of like went wild. And somebody in Kalinda brought up a tweet for a video from Iggy Azalea talking about, and she was like, cue up C Diddy's tweet again, and Iggy Azalea's like, it's a damn shame that I have to do this for y'all, but here I am once again before bedtime.
I don't understand what that was.
She was in she's in the camera like twerking because niggas is in her comments like, bitch, show your ass, stop playing, where them titties at? So like she's succumbing to the pressure of poor niggas on the internet so that they don't unfollow her. She's like, here I am again making another twerk video before bedtime, and it's like, yo, this is really like where we at as a society where it's like, yo, you just spent all this money getting your fucking body done. Her body looks phenomenal, by the way, Iggy Azalea. And you gotta get on your Instagram story or Snapchat and twerk for a bunch of poor niggas that's not gonna buy your music, that's not gonna come to your shows or none of that shit, just to keep your social standing and good following.
Well, the internet is a whole nother level of sadness.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, the people on the internet at times are just like, men on the internet are on a whole nother level of horny animal. Like that shit
is unabashed, unapologetic.
Like
pull your pussy out, damn.
Just with regular everyday chicks I follow, they'll post a picture and like with a little bit of titty out or a little, and it be niggas in the comments just
call me yo. Like, how do we get here?
Niggas talking about I miss you. They never even met the hooker in real life. But like niggas just get.
Oh, you showing my favorite one?
You showing off. Yeah.
Huh? Nigga right there with the Jergens. Like,
nigga,
you showing off?
People don't even get. Me and Chad had. Remember we used to bid off of that shit.
Oh, you showing off, huh?
Like, look at niggas, yo. Niggas get in these comments and don't know what the. I know chicks who legit turn their comments off.
You almost have to.
And not even on some Meek Mill fucking they think they flyered and that. Like, just because, like, one chick was telling me, she was just like, it just be too much. Yeah. Like, on her IG story, she was like, it literally, and she don't post nothing that's that crazy. It be her, like, working out or eating a bagel, just random ass.
Eating a bagel?
Just random shit. You're like, your IG story.
Like, damn, I like how you put that cream cheese on that bagel, girl. I got some cream cheese for you, my damn self.
And that's the part that cracks me up, too, is the fact that we have this weird allure with the perfect body, but then niggas be hound dogs for the most unperfect.
For anything.
Yeah, for anything. You breathing? Damn, bitch. Like, anything. Anything. I'm with it. So that's why I don't understand.
Yo, I see niggas going straight Rocky and Bullwinkle. All the BBWs that I follow, niggas be Rocky and Bullwinkle in they mentions, dog. Like fighting each over who can lead the most disrespectful, horny comment.
It's a chick I follow who she had a gastric bypass. She was large. Yeah. She came down pretty nice, but she's still a big girl. And she do like modeling and this, that, and the third or whatever. And she posted a picture the other day, and the nigga just first comment on the joint was like, "I bet I can pick you up." I'm just like, wow. Like, all right, that's what we doing today.
That's enough internet.
That's what we doing today.
You just gotta hit the side button at that point. That's enough internet
at 2:14 p.m. That's what we doing. All right, cool. Like, niggas don't know how to contain themselves. I'm like, anything. Anything.
I bet I could pick you up.
And
I bet I could call the cops, nigga.
Lee was saying the other day, it was funny because we were in the gym. She's upstairs. I'm downstairs.
Yeah.
She went to use the leg press, and a nigga came over and was like, "You can't press that." And she like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, she's in the machine. And she's like, he was standing over top of me. And so, of course, she gets up, whatever. She comes downstairs to get me.
Yeah.
And she like, "Look, I don't want you to," because you know I'm about to go.
Right.
She like, "I don't want you to
Conan
go.
the Barbarian.
I don't want you to go off, whatever. But the guy, she like, he made me feel uncomfortable, so I'm gonna just chill down, whatever. And he was leaving out as like she told me, and I'm about to go in a parking lot. You know what I'm saying? She like, "No, stop. Like, you know, whatever. He it's cool, like whatever." And I'm just like, being a woman seems insanely hard.
It's super difficult
because everyone you come in contact with, it don't matter where you at, is on some.
Well, you do know that niggas are the last ones to get the message on everything. Like societal changes, gentrification, shit you can and can't do. Niggas are always the last ones to realize, like, bruh, we not catcalling no more. We not running down on chicks. We not like swinging our dick over top of their head while they on the leg press. Like, niggas are always the last ones to get the memo on shit. Then you see them on Dateline like, "Oh yeah, guy arrested for raping a woman at college campus." Like, nigga, you ignored all of these signs that led you to this moment right here.
Right.
We never see it coming.
Yeah.
On the whole.
I watch it at work. I
Like, you do know the world changed, right, my man? Like
the
you
shit
can't do
the
that
shit that gets said and the shit that, I don't touch nobody. I don't I barely talk. What's up? That's it.
Yeah. Once upon a time, right, when they used to do corporate training, I used to be in corporate America once upon a time, for those of you that don't know. Corporate training tells you, this is probably 8-9 years ago. Corporate training a decade ago tells you sexual harassment means that you make an unwanted advance to somebody, they turn you down, and then the repeated action makes it harassment. The world has changed to such the first time you do some inappropriate shit and sexual harassment, you fired or reprimanded, the company is sued, you might be like, the world has changed, dickheads. And it's like, for whatever reason, the 1% of you niggas that actually got jobs don't fucking get it. Like, relax yourself. You can't do that shit.
Oh, I told you, me and my man was standing at the bottom of the steps. And
fucking a chick that worked with you is a horrible idea.
Stupid ass
it's
idea.
It's a horrible fucking idea.
It's a moronic
It seems
thing to do.
decent at the time.
It's so stupid.
It's a horrible idea.
It's so bad.
I've never fucked a chick that worked with me or worked directly under me ever in a corporate or in a nightclub. And I know that's hard for y'all to believe. It's more than enough pussy to go. It's a horrible idea.
It's bad. It's bad.
It's not going to go the way you think.
The chick came up and hugged my man, and I was like, "What's up?" She's like, "What's up?" And he was like, "Yo, you ain't hug Matt." And she's like, "Matt, don't play that shit." I'm like, "Yeah, bitch, no, don't fucking touch me."
Bitches no.
Like, dog, I'll take you in the back. Don't fucking touch me, because I don't want any bullshit to ever get.
Yeah.
I'm not on you. I'm not that bull. Like, motherfuckers. I'm talking about. They come into training. I'm talking about the first day. It's niggas on this joint.
On the
like,
Stevie J.
Yeah. Like, you see the new John in training? I'd be like, yo, she 19. Leave her alone. Like, you 58 with 3 alimony payments. Stop. Like, relax. Leave her alone.
Niggas never learn.
And
NL, niggas never learn.
every couple years you look up, it's a new dumbass situation because somebody done went too far. Done said something.
Yeah.
It's nuts. But it just keeps happening. And I was just like, yo, like being a woman just seems crazy. Like you can't just go to the supermarket.
You can't exist.
You can't get gas. You can't nothing.
Yeah.
Like you can't even have a weed man probably.
The gas station shit is probably the most egregious shit that I be seeing like around the country. You be seeing them videos that go viral. Woman at the gas station, 45 niggas that look like black youngster is all fucking trying to accost her.
I seen one John that was just like, why she stopped there?
Yeah.
Like that's I
wouldn't stop.
I wouldn't stop. I'm like, I wouldn't go there.
I'm not going. Listen, call me whatever you want. I'm not getting out at the gas station at 58th in Baltimore. It's
Dog,
not happening.
I had dropped off some food for my homie, and I stopped at the gas station on Broad and Old York Road. That's Sunoco.
Oh
right
my
there.
God.
I stopped right there.
That's Deuce gas station.
I'm talking about I pulled up to the pump. Before I got out of the car, young boy was at my window already. Like, oh, I'm going to pump that for you. All right, pop that open. I was just like, it's cool. I just pulled the fuck.
I don't even need gas, young. You know what I'm saying? I just needed a breather. Like you gotta play gas roulette because of harassment. Like,
yo, the shit you see, I got off the bus the other day. I was doing a 33. And I walked to it's a beer joint on Venango and Hunting Park.
Venango, okay.
It's across the street from the police station. I don't know the name of it, but I just know it's there. So I see it, and I'm like, I needed a water. Like I finished my big water. I was just like, I need a water. I'm gonna walk over there. So I walk over there. It's like 20 motherfuckers in the parking lot. There are no cars in the parking lot. It's people though.
They walked there got dropped off.
They're just in the parking lot. So as I get closer, I realize it's like some yelling and shit. It's a fight going on. It's a man and a woman fighting.
Okay.
Right? So as I get close, I'm like, are they like tussling? And he like, bitch, get off me. Like, stop fucking playing. Like, go ahead. Like, the fuck wrong with you? She like, motherfucker, what you dump my beer out for? Da-da-da-da-da. So I'm just like, oh shit, they rumbling over a brew.
Over deuce.
All right.
Talking.
So I go around that. As I'm going in the store, it's 4 or 5 niggas. You already know they about to ask you for some change when they open the door for you. All right.
Niggas is valet.
Yeah.
Y'all valet at the beer distributor.
Fucking doorman at the beer.
I'm going to watch this for you, big man.
You already know.
You get back.
So he opened the door for you. How you doing today, big homie? I'm like, all right. He's like, yo, you come on out. You know, you got me, right? I'm just like, I ain't got no change. He's like, well, when you come out, you know what I'm saying?
You have some change because you got to go in and get what you get.
So I'm just like, whatever, man. I get past all that foolishness. I come in, I'm like, hey, let me get a water. The Asian boy was like, that's it? I'm like, yes, the water. Like, it almost fucked him up.
You don't want no old English 8000?
You don't want a Schlitz, nigga? Like, I'm like, no,
you don't want no, what's the shit? You don't want no natty ice, nigga?
Fucking natty ice. A dog bite. Like, no, nigga, I don't need none of that shit.
Dog bite IPA.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, let me get a water. So he give me the water. I'm like, how much is it? He's like, it's $1.50. I'm like, all right, give him $2. He give me the 50 cents. So I come out the store now. Boy who held the door for me was like, let me get that change. I'm like, I ain't got no change. He's like, I saw you get the 50 cent, nigga. I'm like, how'd you see through this shit is all covered with
nigga, I got this shit under surveillance, nigga.
So I'm just like, like, nah, dog, like, whatever. I ignore it. So I walk off. He like talking shit under his breath. Oh, sucker ass young boy. He talking shit. So I come back I walk out. I go around the car. It was the one car that was with the guy and the chick was there. They're still going at it. He dumped out her beer. So she scream out, "Motherfucker, I'm going over to the police station. I'm getting your dumb ass locked the fuck up tonight. You done put hands on me, and I'm gonna tell him you're a child molester." And I'm like, wow. I'm like, sis, don't. I'm like, don't.
So him dumping your beer out.
Yeah.
Is the final straw.
So I
just
felt like that just was so. I'm like, sis, don't play with that. Like if he. You don't put that, whatever. She's like, no, because fuck that. That was a perfectly good can of beer. This motherfucker gonna throw it out. And I'm just like, to myself, I'm like, I'm invested in private prisons. That's what I say to myself. I'm just like, this shit is crazy out here.
These niggas definitely going to jail.
Like, yo, it's insane, yo.
If I had to sell, I would sell high on a private prison.
It's wild at just how life is this way over here, but then over here, it's of that
you
shit.
Go to you know better than anybody, man. You drive the bus. You go to the wrong neighborhood anywhere in Philadelphia, and it don't matter what time of day it is. It be 7 a.m. You get your issue. You be in the wrong part of the city.
Yeah.
Go to K&A at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers stab you with a dope needle, dog. Yeah. The police are on the sidewalk and in the middle of the street at K&A 24/7.
Yeah.
Shit is crazy out here.
Oh, I was. Remember, I told y'all I was driving a 60, and at G in Allegheny, motherfucker came up to the front, and was like, "Yo, man, it's dope and needles on the floor in the back of the bus." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "It's dope and needles on the floor." I went in the back. It was like 40 bags of dope and needles just all over the floor. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yo,
crazy. Just somebody had dropped it or something. I don't know, but the shit was all over the floor. Like,
damn,
shit was like that shit is normal down there. Like the norm. But yeah, going back to what we say, we always go off topic and shit. I don't necessarily think it's men who pressure. Because how many men do you know that be like, I only fuck with chicks with this body or
zero?
None. It's
zero.
Not, even when niggas be like, I only hit 9s, I'll be like, shut up. Like, shut up.
Listen, I had one night, I was so dangerously horny, I was about to fuck this chick that worked at Wendy's. It got dark for me. I was out with my drunk homie that had vanity. This nigga took me to the after hour and then the after hour. I'm in my DM drunk off of Tito's, like, oh man, I gotta find something.
I'm leaving from Sugar House after a long poker. So I go into Sugar House at like 11 in the morning. Yeah. I play poker until like 3 in the morning. Like, I'm in there all fucking day. It's like 3:15. I leave Sugar House. You know that scumbag ass gas station right there on the corner of Delaware Ave and Spring Garden?
Oh yeah, the Luke Oil.
Whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
I go
with
there.
The chicken in there.
Yeah, they got the chicken and shit. I want a Fiji and shit. I left my joint in the casino. I'm like, I don't feel like going back. I'm just grab one from over there.
Yeah.
So I go in the gas station, whatever. I step in there. I see somebody we know. I see him in the gas source. I see him. I'm like, oh, what's up with you, cuz? Whatever. He like, and he got the face like, shit. Like he
got me.
He on like, cause he not really talking to me. I'm like, oh, what's up with you, cuz? You all right? He just like, yeah, what's up with you? And I was like, nah, I just came from the poker room, whatever. He's like, okay, yeah. Whatever. And then it hit me. I'm like, why the fuck is he just standing here? Like, he was standing at the register. So I go to the back. I get a water and shit. I come up front. Chick come walking around the other aisle, and she just looked.
Oh, you sliding.
No, I didn't realize they would. Cause
Yeah.
I see her, and I'm just like, I say it to myself. I'm like, damn, shorty a wolf. And I get my water, come back up to the front, and she like, yeah, damn, they ain't even had Oreos I wanted. And I'm like, she's talking to me? Because I'm like, what the fuck is she talking to? And then he like, yeah, damn, that's crazy, but just get that. And I look at her, and I look at him, and I finally put it together. I'm like,
oh, you sliding.
I'm like, oh, so he was like, yeah, it's one of them nights. I burst out laughing. He said, yeah, it's one of them nights.
Listen, man, I done had them nights before where you got to sleep with your money and your jewelry in the pillowcase. You scared that you going to wake up with everything gone?
Yo.
I done had them nights.
Dog. He said.
Gotta get this baby batter off my brain, bro.
It was the most tail between the legs moment ever. He just looked defeated. He was like, it's one of them nights. I'm like, I feel you, dog. That shit is real. Like, it's not a mandatory thing that you look like Janet Jackson. in 97.
We prefer it, but I'm not. It's not. I'm still running down. Facts.
Shit's gonna be over in 4 minutes. So let's get it going.
One way or another, you're getting 4 to 7.5 minutes, man.
Let's get it going. And it's just it's not a thing. Like, so I feel like it's not a pressure from men. I think it's more of a pressure. Honestly, I really do think it's just social media.
Societal.
I just think that's the biggest issue, because that's the issue with a lot of things. People want to show off anything. People, like, think about it. People legit be 35, right? And they go back to school and they be posting their grades on social media, and it's like, bruh, you're an adult and you paying for this. No shit, you got A's. Like, that's
like somebody gonna be like, "Oh, what's your cash app? I'm gonna save you some money for your report card."
like, that's not a wild
about your good grades.
But anything people have that they can post that
They
make
will.
it look like my life is going extra good today and yours isn't. I made a cake. I got good grades. You know, I fit into these jeans
I
now.
walk the dog.
Anything. And it just be like, that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
Like, when I hear people legit, like me, I get off social media just because I just be sick of seeing y'all. That's really, it just be that. Like, it don't be nobody's influence or nothing like that. And that's what Carl was saying. Like, the influence from the rap music, and I'm just like, it's bigger than the words on a rap song.
The visuals.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the two paired together, because once we had the constant visual aspect of motherfucker throwing money in your face, throwing jewelry in your face, throwing these perfect bodies in your face, throwing these lavish vacations in your face, it's just like, God damn, like, I'm poor as shit. It is like, yeah, you are poor as shit, but you don't have to succumb to because of what the fuck the Migos or Fabulous is saying. Fuck them niggas.
Like, you look at rap back in the day, like Wu-Tang and Dr. Dre and Snoop, all the shit, 92, Redman, and niggas, they had Mazdas in the video.
Yeah.
MPVs and fucking Toyota Highlanders and shit like that.
Lil Kim was rapping about Mazda Miatas.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Big had to fucking work in a fucking Sonata. Wasn't it a Sonata? Not a Sonata,
No,
Sentra.
Yeah, Sentra.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was rapping about regular shit. Then it became the Benzes and the Lexuses, the Nakamichis. Then it became Bentleys and Porsches. Then it became Ferraris and
Remember the Acura wave, the Act Vigor, and the Legend.
The Legend and all of that. Then you got new motherfuckers rapping about Bugattis. The new motherfucker first song, first video, it got 2 Bugattis in the video.
Beans was talking about that before, and he was like, the problem with hip hop is it's no struggle. Like, it's no upward mobility. Like, a nigga first song, he done fucked every chick, he sold every brick, he got all the fucking money. It's like, where is the pain at in the music? Like, where did you come from to ascend to, like, this boss level? Like, we don't know shit about y'all motherfuckers because it's just a cookie cutter mold of like, oh, I'm gonna say this, da-da-da. I'm gonna chop this up, I'm gonna get a beat from Metro, woo woo,
like,
and then like, I'm out of here.
Trick Daddy said that on I think it was his not Breakfast Club, Drink Champs. Trick Daddy was like, dog, like, we really were fucked up poor. Like, I was born in 72, Lights was in my name in 74. Like, we real life ghetto trash. I mean, like, we ain't have shit. So that's what the fuck we talking about, and that's where like, these new motherfuckers come out the gate, and I got the Bugatti. And it's like, God damn, you got $1 million car. Like, how the fuck you do that? That shit is real.
It's like, where you gonna go from here? Like, where is
that's what make me really, really like the Nipsey shit. Nip really was living his raps. Yeah. Like, I listen to his raps and look at everything that's come out about his life, and it's just like, when he talk about, like, you could hear the jubilation in his voice about being worth a couple $1 million. Yeah. And he never was on some, I got 100, I got 150. I'm worth a couple mil, and that's facts. Yeah. Like, and you could hear that young nigga with $1 million. First, like, it just, that's all he kept talking about. And it's like, damn, dog, like, he really, really was living his raps. And that go to the shit you put on there with the crowdfunding shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to talk about that?
Real before we get into that, we got to have a quick word from our sponsor. Shout out to Rothys.com. They're a 2019 sponsor of the Realest podcast ever. Rothys has definitely quickly become one of the most loved. Gotta have them brands out there. It's literally no surprise they have over 1,000 nearly perfect reviews. They make a stylish, sustainable, comfortable, washable product that's all wrapped up in a pair of shoes, and they're literally perfect flats for life on the go for all the ladies out there. Like we've said before, they gave us test pairs for Matt's girl, for a friend of mine, and literally like they love them, and it's like, you know, it becomes literally a part of their everyday wear and attire. It's a very comfortable product. They're literally made from recycled water bottles, and Rothy's has literally diverted over 25 million water bottles from landfills into their shoes. They have different customization options that you can do on the website in terms of you know, being able to pick your shoe, pick your color of your shoe, the style. They have 4 different styles right now, and they have a couple of more that are coming in the next couple of weeks. Right now, we need everybody to go to Rothys.com. They have an amazing deal for all of our listeners. Use code Realest. That's REALEST, not Realist, like y'all always misspell the shit. Realest, REALEST, and you get free shipping on any order that you do. No minimum amount is necessary. So go to Rothys.com. That's ROTHYS.com. Enter code Realest to get your favorite pair of flats and free shipping directly to your door.
Yeah, but the Nipsey was living them raps, boy. Like he wasn't bullshitting.
Yeah,
I think it's interesting how like every couple of days I got a new favorite song off of this album now.
because that just goes to show how good it was and how much of dickheads we were.
You know what's my shit now? Young
Nigga.
nigga.
Yeah, you text earlier said young niggas.
That dog, like I couldn't fuck with it because of Puff. Like when it first came out, it just was like featuring
up,
Puff
Puff.
Daddy, and it was like Puff don't got a verse. I'm like, so what the fuck is he on the song doing? They was like talking that shit over every other line. Puff say something, and I just was like, I'm good off of that. So I just like heard it, left it alone, whatever. And now that I like just listening to the attitude that he has on that song, where he just like the shit about his brother with the money getting fucked up, and he like it just young nigga is my shit.
Yeah.
And Real Big has become my shit,
Real
too.
Big is crazy.
With Marsha. Yeah. It's like every couple of days I got a new favorite song off that fucking album.
Yeah.
But I like it because he really wasn't bullshitting. Like everything he said came to fruition. Like it was just real live rap.
He had a line on the album where he would say, sold out show. We just let
A quarter flight from Philly, we just sold out to LA.
Yeah. And it's like, I remember that show. You know what I'm saying? He came and did his after, he didn't have an after party booked or whatever like that. He came to Reserve that night. That was when me and my man Coco was doing Reserve. We had Young Chris' birthday hosted by Deshaun Jackson, and Nipsey came, and I've been fucking searching trying to find these pictures. We found one of them, but we had pictures of Nipsey and Deshaun in there. Deshaun was fucking climbing around on the section site. The shit was like a crazy.
But just even
night.
that, like the jubilation of selling out the TLA, where someone would be like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, but he like, dog, we just sold out TLA. Like I'm selling out some shit halfway across the world, on the other side of the country.
Exactly.
Like that's a big deal for me because a couple years ago I was doing X, Y, motherfucking Z. Like,
Absolutely.
and that's the part about him I really like the fact that none of this was capped. I hate that. But it was, none of this was cap. It was real live shit. But people started doing crowdfunding, GoFundMes and shit for his family. And his family straight turned him down.
Shut
and the
everything
internet
down.
went into like a shock about
Like,
this
what
shit.
you mean?
And I'm like, this is where we've come, again, in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Y'all are just beggars. Like, y'all just...
Unapologetic about it, too.
It's just... I don't know why it's... Like, begging is the norm now.
Yeah.
On the bus? I had a stretch today where, like, no one had anything. Like, it just...
But you outside.
That's how it go.
Imagine the mindset of a person that wakes up, knows they don't have money to get where they're trying to go, but they just gotta go anyway. Like, what are you gonna do when you get there? Like, you can't even afford the fare to get where you going.
It's nuts.
You gonna beg? What are you gonna do?
My thing is, the crazy part is people be having money, but they just be like, I'm not going. And it like I don't understand that aspect of life.
Yeah.
Like that was never my thing. Like the girl like chicks, like these chicks today was like 22, like they was chicks, like adults. Shorty tried to like get on the bus and like walk past me as if I'm not sitting here
can
and can't
see you.
I'm looking at her like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I ain't got no money.
Hey, mom, I can see you.
The shit is wild, and that's
Probably catching the bus to go suck some poor nigga dick, and you don't even have fucking bus fare.
But that's how I know when I look at the Nipsey situation, saw people like, what, they're turning down the money that people try and donate to him, and I'm just like, yeah, his affairs were in order. You know you can do that, right?
You know you can like set your own shit up to where it's like when you die, it triggers a windfall for your family.
Right.
Because the whole goal is that when you die, you want to leave money
You want
behind.
to not leave stress and burden
Exactly.
on your folks.
If you, hey, black people out there that listen to the show, it's a lot of y'all. If you die and you leave a bill or any type of financial burden for your family, you failed. Your life was in vain. You didn't accomplish shit.
Right.
If you die and we gotta post a fish fry flyer.
We got to go fry tilapia.
We gotta go fry tilapia and swai to bury your motherfucker. You failed at life.
Now we at Sam's Club.
Every-
Hitting tilapia.
Man, can I get a deal if I get 3 of these, Jones?
You
I
want
need
to be
3
out here
cases.
talking crazy to niggas. That's how it be.
Like if you leave a bill when you die, you failed at life.
My homie sent it to me the other day. Was like, yo, that's crazy. Like his folks really turning down the money people trying to give him. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, do you listen to the raps?
Do you not know that there are affluent black people out here that don't need your charity?
Like he said on the joint, $1 million life insurance on my flesh, nigga. Like I own businesses, I own real estate,
Yeah.
I own things. Him and his man were on a fucking part of a team to get a hotel.
They got it.
Oh, they did get it.
Yeah,
Right, they did get it.
The Virgin Las Vegas. They are part of he's a minority owner of a resort casino.
Dog.
His children are set for life.
Like we don't need that.
That's forever money.
And I was telling him, I'm like, this is shocking to like y'all because your cousin gets smoked, but the police put the sheet over the body. It's like we got to go for me.
Y'all fucking hitting up major graphics like, yo, we need a flyer for the fish fry.
They ain't even taking him down to the morgue yet. Y'all all on the John begging, and it just be like, you don't have to do these things.
Yeah.
Like your house catch on fire, and you go online like, we need XYZ. It's like, okay, cool, and people will help out, and I've donated to shit.
Yeah.
I get it, but you can have renter's insurance or homeowner's insurance.
Listen,
It's not expensive.
My sister had a situation recently, right? Her fucking she had a leak in her apartment or whatever. She had renter's insurance. She had a leak in her apartment. It damaged some of her shit. They literally cut her a check in 24 hours.
No.
Like, they electronically processed the fucking money and was like, yo, you'll have the money, it'll be hitting your account tomorrow morning. Like, within 12 hours, she had her claim for fucking resolved, send pictures, this. All right, boom, done. This is why. This is a financial empowerment moment. The number one most important thing to have in life is great insurance.
Yes.
On everything.
Dog.
You got jewelry, get appraisals. Add that shit to your homeowners or your renter's insurance. If you're renting somewhere, get renter's insurance. Yeah. If you fucking own a home, get the homeowner's insurance. Don't get it when you go to fucking write down the mortgage and then cancel the motherfucker. Yeah. Like, that shit will help you out in the long run.
Yeah, Lee Mom and them had a situation, the sump pump in the basement went, and all in all, shit was like $20,000. Homeowner's insurance.
Homeowner's insurance.
Yeah, shit is real. Dog, when my truck got broken into out front of the crib, I called like on some filing a claim. They was like, oh, that's covered under your renter's insurance. I was like, oh, okay. And they was like, yeah, so what was in the truck? And I'm like,
everything.
Nah, I wasn't even on that tip at first. But I'm just like, yeah, I had my Polo down, which was really, I had a Polo down in the back. Nice brand new joint. That shit got taken. He's like, okay, how much was that? I was like, it was like $450. And he was like, okay, cool. What else? I'm like, my Dre beats are gone. He was like, what are Dre beats? About 300? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, so we'll get that on there. Anything else taken? I'm just like, well, shit, I had a Bentley in the back. And that shit was $180,000. Y'all,
like, have you seen Ant-Man where they can shrink the Bentleys?
Dog.
I had a Bentley in the back.
Real shit. And they cut me a check.
Yeah.
I wound up having $2,100 worth of shit in the back.
Listen, I don't have no shame in filing an insurance claim for anything.
Anything.
My fucking auto insurance deductible was $250. I totaled a rent-a-car. It was like, oh yeah, we paid everything, and I got refunded my deductible because I was found to be not at fault. Like, I'm putting in a claim for every fucking thing. Fuck that. People like, but your insurance gonna be higher. I don't give a fuck. You think I'm paying for this out of pocket?
Yeah, I watch a lot of different things go on, and I just be like, yo, that's another thing that kind of irritates me too. Just going full circle with the show. It's like, y'all are buying bodies before you buy a house. And it's just like, yo, it's bigger goals and bigger fish to fry. Mm-hmm. At least it's supposed to be, But y'all will literally live your lives and try to be at every party and every popping weekend outside of the city and this, that, and the third. But if you go tomorrow, it's just burden on top of burden for all your folks, and it's not supposed to be like that. So y'all love the fact that y'all like, oh, Nip was showing us this and putting us. Look at that and try to learn from that.
Right.
Like, damn, this man died. His lady, his kids, his mother, brother, they don't need anything from you.
Right.
We're straight. I was like, that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Looking at like the way a lot of y'all move now. I got 2 life insurance policies. I don't plan on dying no time soon, but I got 2 of them. And it's just like, you kind of got to have them.
Yeah, I got one right now, but I'm definitely getting another one. I got a
Well, they make you get one through my job.
okay.
So
Well, yeah,
that's why
I got a term. I got a whole term, and then there's you can get a partial term or whatever like that, which is like a certain amount of years and shit. But it's like, all right, I'm fucking 36 now. A term life insurance company that'll take me to like 61. Hopefully, one of you dirty motherfuckers don't smoke me between now and then. But if you do, I can. Those are the cheap ones, but you can get like high limits and shit like that, like 500,000, 700,000, like shit like that. So I'm gonna get one of them too. It's like, yo, and that money is going to my brothers and sisters. Like, simple.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I didn't.
And I have funeral benefits on my policy that don't have nothing to do with the policy payout.
I got that shit too. But yeah, I watch people like were really like bugging out off of that shit. Like, I don't understand why they turn like people go and Reggie Bush and them raised like 100 bands. And
It was like, no, we don't need this.
and people like, damn, so what happened to them? And I'm just like, think about how shout out you gotta be to like you're donating money to a rapper and an actress. Right?
Yeah.
After like you don't think, especially somebody like him who talk the way he talk and you understand the attitude and the energy that his folks carry, that he carry, Black Sam, nothing. Like, you ain't think for a second maybe they had it kinda in order.
Yeah.
Like, people are weird. People are very, very weird. But no, really, I said it to myself. I'm like, yo, that is something that we really gotta like fix and clean up.
Yeah.
Like, I be sick of seeing them Jones. And every time I see it to myself, I just be like, yo, like, GoFundMe, why is that just the go-to? Like, I'm gonna go fund my situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna go fund. Y'all go fund everything.
Anything.
Need a new laptop? Go fund me.
Anything.
This one chick, she was fucking with this well-known rapper, and she put a GoFundMe up for to get like a camera or some shit like that, and I was just so lost, and I'm just like, yo, like, you fucking with a nigga that's worth 50, 60 M's, like, why are you online asking for a camera? But the horny nigga effect, nigga sent that bread.
Oh, yeah.
She had the money in like 3 hours.
Easily. You crazy? Niggas go berserk for that type of shit.
One nigga was like, yo, what's your cash app? I'll just text you. I don't want to donate on the joint. I'll just text you. I'll just cash app you the money. Gave her the whole joint, and she got to keep the GoFundMe bread.
Yeah.
Ended up raising like 7 bands in like 3 hours. Niggas is crazy, dog.
Oh.
Just giving money to strangers.
Chick the other day was like, I love your Instagram. You're so funny. And jokingly, I was like, oh, yeah, you like these jokes? Cash at me. She was like, what's your cash app? I said, bitch, send me $10. I was like, oh, shit. I was cracking the fuck up. Like, dog, that's...
Like these jokes, cash at me.
Went and got lunch, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fuck that.
Shit real. But no, I saw people... Oh, something else I saw motherfuckers trip off with. The Lil Yachty shit.
People lost their shit, yeah.
Why are people so upset? I don't get it.
Because people want to believe that the entertainment industry is something other than what it is. And, you got these girls that are like, we talked about the city girls like ad nauseum on this podcast and how they basically are like selling y'all a bill of goods. Like, at the end of the day, Young Miami is in love in a whole ass relationship, telling y'all to go out here and be successful hoes. So you already failed at life if you're taking that advice.
Right.
Secondarily, if you thought for 1 minute that this group of girls, where number one of them is in jail, so she's not producing any new music, and then number 2, the other one is admittedly not a rapper. So if y'all thought that somebody other than anybody but them was writing their fucking music, you the stupidest motherfucker alive. So for whatever reason, people took it, this community of women that like subscribe to them thought like, no, they really writing these bad bitch anthems, and it's just like, no. At the end of the day, fucking the Dream wrote, if you like it, you got to put a ring on it. It's just like, it's just the history of like the music industry.
That's why I was saying that. I'm like, Biggie wrote like, people were, Elise was going off about it the other day, and like, it's for as long as I could actually like tolerate the conversation. We were talking about it, and she was like, "I don't like it because I don't like men who can think like women." And I'm like,
why do you care?
I was like, this ain't that though. Like that he's a writer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's like writing a script or writing a movie or writing a novel. Like you're a writer.
Yeah.
So Bean said when he would ghostwrite for people, it was tough for him to take himself
out of it.
Because it's like, I'm so used to but if I'm Beans and I'm writing for Wyclef, I can't rap about smacking a nigga with a pistol.
I can't write about these Tylenol 4s and these perks, dog.
Right, yeah.
What is I'm going to do? Delete that.
But if you're a great writer, you can do it. And Bean said eventually he was like, Cameron wrote Touch Me, Tease Me.
That's crazy.
You understand what I'm saying? And I was telling her, I'm like, Biggie wrote like Kim verse on Get Money.
Biggie wrote fucking Queen Bitch for you. This is a reference track.
Dog.
It's on the internet.
Like Jay-Z wrote Fox verse on Ain't No Nigga.
Yeah.
Talking about eating my pussy and Jay wrote that.
My man Bonnick wrote like everything for Charlie Baltimore.
Dog.
And some shit for Eve too.
Safari goofy ass was writing for Nicki. It's just the way it go.
Yeah.
Like, Cardi has writers.
Yeah, Partisan Fontaine. It's a couple of them.
Wish I could get me a fucking writer. Like, but it's the truth, and that's why I didn't understand the outrage behind it.
Yeah.
Like, writers write. I don't...
Because, 2019, I said it on Instagram, on Twitter, 2019 is the year of the woman, and women want to be champions, and they want to believe that, they're spearheading this like creative force and all this shit. And it's like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but 90% of these girls got writers. It's literally like MC Light and like Queen Latifah, and then like cut the deck with everybody else. It's like it's
yeah, I saw they going in on
the
him.
The DNA of writers is just in the history of hip hop. Period.
Like, oh, he gay and this. I'm just like, no, he's writer.
He's talented. No,
a writer.
Yeah, he's a writer. He's talented.
And that's 2019 is weird with that. You do anything, you gay. It's just
you can't do shit.
You go get a tea.
You can't give a woman advice, and you can't do shit other than like punch a bitch in the face. But then it's so
nuts.
Tricky. It's
nuts. You go get a hot tea with lemon. You gay, dog. Like, what? Like no, this like that. That's a young, talented writer.
Yeah.
Like what Yachty do last year? Like 16 M's.
This is how.
This is how.
Yeah.
This is how. This is how you get on the Forbes list.
Yeah.
You write. You're a writer and you know you can write shit, you write.
Yeah.
It's just the way it go. Writers write for everybody.
And he gonna write more records. And the fact that he exposed that he wrote that record, he's gonna be even more in demand to write them kind of records for other girls.
Real shit.
So he just got himself another couple M's, and y'all on the internet in the shade room comments being dickheads.
I don't go on that.
Advantage Yachty.
Do you follow them?
Fuck no. I don't even look at that shit. If somebody sends that, I think that shit is evil. Like that form of like media and all that shit, like that, all that hate mongering and all that shit. I'm not with none of that shit. Like I'm on some, my chi and my chakras is aligned in a different sort of manner. Like I don't pay anything that's rampant negativity. I don't watch this shit.
No, I said it the other day. I'm like, because somebody was like shocked that they was going in on somebody the way they was. She was like, yeah, they going in on her on the shade room. Like, what the fuck? And I'm like, you know that shit is called the shade room. Like, it's a room for shade.
Full of shady motherfuckers.
This is what, like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
And I was like, y'all kind of wild for following this shit.
Yeah.
Like, when people started hitting me like, yo, your picture's on World Star. I'm like, yeah.
This can't be good.
I'm like, I know this shit ain't good. And that's why I just had to laugh at all. Motherfuckers was really, really, like, pissed. Like, yo, no, they coming at you then on work. And I'm just like, dog, let them.
Like, have you ever seen World Star comments?
This is what happened.
On the site? Like.
I'm just glad it's not on Shade Room or Baller Alert. That's where they really go fucking left. But it's the internet. Yeah. That's what it is. So it's like, all of them. Like,
the shit had got so bad, right? The girl who owned Famulous created a whole separate site where it was like all positive media. She's like, yo, y'all going too crazy. Like, on this other page. So it's like this particular page is gonna be all positive media. If you comment some crazy shit, I'm blocking you. And she made the page private. It's like, yo, I'm accepting who I want on this page. If you comment some crazy shit, I'm blocking you. Like, this is not for that. You know what I'm saying? Because she had like did something with somebody and they was like, oh, you nut ass bitch. And it's like, God damn, like I'm trying to help people and y'all like, why you putting so much shit up? It was like around the hurricane time in Houston. Why you putting so much shit up about the hurricane and da-da-da? You don't see Nicki and Cardi. And she's just like, are y'all fucking retarded?
Yo, I thrive off negativity.
I thrive off negativity.
That's real, dog. People are really like that. Like trying to fight, argue. That shit is real.
Trying to press the issue. Like, you going to try to force my media platform to be negative. Like, yeah, no, you helping too many motherfuckers out, man. I don't like that shit. I feel like you trying to play me as a viewer. It's like
when people ask you, you don't have to ask a question like in 2019. You know that, right? Like asking somebody a question is just like, you don't need to. You have a smartphone.
Yeah.
The phone can literally answer any and everything that happens. The population of Zaire, how long is the Great Wall of China? All that shit is just in the phone.
It's readily available.
So you like asking me what time the 48 stopped running is like, for what? You can get this shit on. Like, you don't have to ask nobody this shit. And the lady the other day, she kept I'm sitting out on the bench, just like chilling, like on my phone, like on a break. And she just kept, do the 6 run all night? Do the, what about the XH? Do that? And I'm just looking at her like, sis, all that's on the web. That's what I said. I'm like, all that's on the website.
Yeah.
And she like, oh, so I can't ask you nothing? I'm just like, I mean, I'm not saying you can. I'm just telling you, like, all the information you want, it's on that device in your hand. You got to stop arguing with strangers on Facebook and go on the fucking website.
Listen, motherfuckers literally are using their smartphones for 1% of its capability.
Dog. You
can run a business off a fucking iPhone.
You ever, like, honestly, the most annoying shit when people get on Twitter or get on Instagram and like the trending topic, granted, there aren't trending topics anymore on Twitter, but whatever people are talking about, wait, what happened? Bitch, Google. Type in the name on Twitter. Everything's going to go. Like, why do y'all act like this? Remember when motherfuckers would be like, yo, send me the link?
Yeah.
I would spam everybody. Stop asking me for this shit.
No links.
Go on Google, type the name like we did. The fuck is wrong with y'all? People are crazy.
Yeah, man.
Really be having smartphones and using 1% of what the phone
can. All you doing is arguing with strangers and texting dick pics. That's all y'all doing. Straight
shit.
Nonsense.
People don't use their calendar, the fucking the voice memos.
Yo, I told somebody that you could sign a contract on an iPhone and it blew their mind. They was like, wait, huh? So I don't need to like print. I said, it's a digital document. Somebody sent it to you digitally. You can sign it digitally.
Like, you have a car? That's how all of the fucking insurance things are handled.
What?
Yo. It's crazy watching it go down, yo. People don't know jack shit.
They don't know shit about shit.
People hit me, be like, yo, I want to listen to your podcast. What app I got to get? Like, it's a podcast app on your phone.
It comes preloaded.
Like, oh, the joint to say podcast. I'll be like, God damn, yo.
It comes preloaded, and here's the kicker. You can't delete the motherfucker. It's embedded on your phone. Like, you can't get rid of it if you wanted to. What the fuck?
Motherfucker asked me, what's the name of your podcast? I'll be like, the realest podcast ever. So I just type that in? No. No, just type in Joe Rogan. Like,
shit gonna pop up on a related joint.
Like, what the fuck, yo? Like, people are crazy, yo. It amazes me at just how people act when it comes to just everything.
Simple, everyday, run-of-the-mill shit.
I said the other day, remember the red, white, and yellow cord in the back of the TV?
Yeah.
Remember you would hug that up and your grandparents would be like, wow.
That boy smart as shit. That boy gonna be an engineer.
You gonna get a job in technology. Like, shut up. The fucking hole is red.
Match the fucking colors up.
This shit is nuts, dog. But people have really gotten to the point now, and it irritates me the most now because we're in the information era.
Yeah.
Like, we live in the like, all I watch is docuseries and documentaries. Like, that's really all I watch. And I watch them just because certain Jones I like more than others. Certain Jones are put together. But just because you can learn, even if it's not history. Like, I watched this show called Traffickers on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's this Afghan chick that, like, goes deep digging into, like, all these different, like, the black market organ selling and sex slaves and illegal adoption and all this shit. It's crazy. But she just did a joint on gold. Like how, the Colombians used to sell coke. Like that was their big thing. And now the gold refineries and mineries are basically, they were saying gold is just as lucrative as coke was.
Okay.
So all the militias and guerrillas and all of that shit, they basically be taxing all the gold miners the same way they was with the coke.
Oh, shit.
And the boy in there was saying how a lot of them that went to jail and came home literally got to the point where it was like, he's like, look at it right now. What's the price of gold worldwide? So they went and looked at it. A gram of gold is $41. $41.36. He's like, exactly. So if a gram of gold is $41, what does that mean? How much is a kilo of gold worth?
Right.
41,000.
Yeah.
It's essentially the same as coke.
Yeah.
Coke's illegal. Gold isn't.
I'm going to tax this legal shit.
And I was just like, damn, how about it? So it's like, it's just wild watching it, just how like a lot of different things go on in the world. And they were showing basically they got motherfuckers like shutting down illegal gold mineries the same way they was burning coca fields and shit. Yeah, this shit is nuts, dog. But just, I watch shit like that and be, so in tune with it. And it's like, I can't watch K. Michelle fight fucking
Jocelyn Hernandez.
Carly Red. I can't watch that shit. But that I could be into all day.
Yeah.
And then, like, even Lauren was saying it about Nipsey Hussle. She's like, he was always Googling something. That's really all you... like, it's so easy nowadays. Back in the day, you really had to, like, go get encyclopedias and then get updated. And, like, we would get new encyclopedias, like, every 5 years.
Yeah.
Just because it'd be some new shit going. Yeah. Like, but you can really go on the internet and find anything. You can learn how to change the light on your car. You can anything.
When I was living at my old spot, the old head that lived on the ground floor, he had like a 745, like an older joint, probably like a 07 or some shit like that. And he was always out there. He's like, man, these DIY videos on YouTube, changing my fan belt, changing my fucking light, better than going to the dealership.
Yeah.
Like, and that should have taken him all fucking day. But guess what? He just saved $400.
You'd be surprised, and that's the part that kind of irritates me when I see people, and it's just be like, all these different little questions and things you want to know are just like on you. That's why they call it a smartphone. Yeah. The phone is smarter than you. Ask the phone. The phone will tell you. I've really watched people ask the most simplest, stupid ass questions to each other. And I just, like when the boy asked me, what's that rich city in Africa? And I'm just like,
thinking about Dubai.
I'm like, this shit about to go so bad, yo. Like, but that shit is real, man. Like, we live in the information era, and people just don't get the information. Anything else you want to talk about?
Nah, not really. It was like a bunch of other, like, random nonsense, but nothing that...
I saw you mention Kodak.
Kodak's a fucking idiot.
I mean, he's from Florida.
Like, they said he disappeared for 3 days off his tour. He was in Detroit. They said the GPS led them into Canada. They were looking for weed. But the GPS led him into Canada. Then he tried to come back. And I guess he forgot that they had choppers and Max on the fucking Sprinter van to lock this dumbass up. But he got out pretty quick, all things considered. Because you need an immigration attorney once that shit start going down.
So they drove into Canada?
They drove into Canada, yeah. Yeah, they drove in. They left Detroit. You can end up in Canada by mistake. Yeah. But these niggas are idiots. So I don't even know if that was the case. I think more so they was like, oh, they got the good weed in Canada. We slide right over and slide right back. Everybody on the bus is a felon. Yeah. Why are you going to Canada? And it's certain parts, like when you driving to Canada, them checkpoints be bullshit. You could still get in. You could be fucked around with your record and all that, still get in. Yeah. So they got in easily. Coming back wasn't as sweet.
That's how it was for me when I told you about when I got detained in Mexico for 4 days. Yeah, like I did 4 days in a Mexican jail. One of the realest niggas ever. But yeah, no, it was just breezy. Go right over. Coming back.
So they gonna put the flashlight up your asshole.
Dog, I ain't have my ID or my birth certificate. They was like, oh no, you got to sit down, Poppy. I'm like, what? They like, yeah, no, I had to like really get my shit faxed over. That shit took days, dog. That shit was crazy. But yeah, no, so I can understand that. Like I didn't know they drove over there.
Yeah, so it's like you driving in over the Midwest. That shit is literally, it's just a line. Like, so it's like, all right, you in the United States and now you in Canada, motherfucker.
Like if you come out of Laredo, come out of Mexico into Laredo, Texas, right?
Yeah.
And you come up 35. Like, you come up 35, the checkpoint is like, I'm talking about dogs, niggas with M16s. Like,
Yeah.
it's real. If you come out of Laredo and go up US 285, it's the nigga in a pickup truck. And if he sleep, he'll go breeze right past him. Dead ass. I came up 285, I couldn't believe that shit. I'm like, it's just one motherfucker out here in an F-250. And he sleep, nodded. That shit is real. Like, them, you know them USs aren't interstates.
Yeah.
So they're like, not traveled much.
Right.
Like, I remember going through, like, Roswell, New Mexico. Dog, I was on a stretch for, like, 2 hours. There was, it was just field.
Right.
And I remember saying, like, if this truck break
I'm
down,
fucked.
dog,
It's over.
it's
It's me and the coyotes.
a vulture gonna come get me. Like, it's nothing out here. That shit is, you'd be surprised, like, when you leave Philly or Miami or Atlanta, it's so many stretches of land where, real quick, before it just made me think about it. Docu-series I just finished on Netflix. It's called Murder Mountain. Did you see that, John?
No,
have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Yo. All right, so you know all the weed. Well, 80% of the weed pretty much in the country comes from Humboldt County.
Yeah, Northern California.
Right. So Humboldt County is a county in California, where the altitude and the something else basically makes for like the best grow of weed. So it's all these illegal growers and it's dudes who've been out there since the 70s, like when the weed shit first got cracking, and they got illegal farms, but they own so much land and it's so like destitute that the cops don't fuck with them because it's mountains. Like, to get on the property, and they be having like shit set up with cameras, grenades, and all. It's insane. And people will go up there to work as trimmers on the weed farms.
That's big business. You get $30, $40 an hour as a trimmer.
Right. The one boy, his son got killed, so he was trying to find out what happened to his son up there. That's why they call it Murder Mountain. Like, motherfuckers be getting killed, thrown off the cliff, all this crazy shit. But they were talking on there about how the legalization of marijuana has like crippled the small mom and pop farms, where it's like it costs so much for you to go legal.
Okay.
That it's like a war zone out there. Like, motherfuckers is robbing shit. The one boy, he's like, we out here fucking growing weed. Motherfuckers is stealing rims. That motherfucker stole my rims off the train. Like, this shit is crazy. But the part about it that stuck with me was they were saying how the legalization has made it to where now weed is commercialized. So you got Wiz Khalifa has his own strain of weed. They mentioned Nipsey Hussle. He has Marathon OG.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson selling weed now. Yeah. Like, all these different entities have a marijuana where it was never that. Yeah. But he was like, we was out here making so much money off of this shit to where it's like a pound of weed at one time, like a pound of OG Kush. That shit was $5,000 at one point.
5,500, shit like that.
Like, you remember weed out here, like an ounce of weed was like $4. I remember when we was smoking Purple Haze, that shit was $4.50.
I remember when like somebody tried to rob my cousin once upon a time. He was selling weed. He been selling weed forever. He was selling weed. He had 3 pounds on him. You think back then that shit is 16,000. You put fucking 5,300 a pound, shit like that. Motherfucker rob you. They got 16,000. Motherfucker gonna do whatever. Like, nigga tried to rob him, ended up shooting him in the hand. All this crazy shit. And
I remember it made me think back to when like we was really really getting it in. Like, I remember an ounce of fucking haze was $4.50, $4.75, and that was like good money.
Yeah.
And I hear the little niggas now. I'm walking to Dunkin' Donuts, little nigga like, yo, I got apes for 15. I'm like, apes for what?
Like, how is this possible?
He like, wow. I'm like, really, for 15? I'm just cold talking to him, like, $15? But the boy was saying how in there, the weed had gotten so tight that it was like everywhere throughout the country. Yeah. An ounce of weed was $500-$600. But he was like, it got so ridiculous over the, like, motherfuckers is literally selling anything for what they could get. Yeah. He's like, a pound of weed might be $1,500 now. I'm like, oh shit, so that's how eighth's only $15 and an ounce, eighth is $25 and shit.
Somebody showed me some shit recently. They showed me like a video somebody that had sent them. It was like bales of this shit, and they like, this shit right here, $600 a pound. Like, and it was bales of the shit, like unlimited amount, $600 a pound. How much of the shit you want? And that's $600 shipped anywhere in the country. And $600 a pound.
They were showing how, you know, that door's supposed to be locked. That fucked me up. But you know how you vacuum
Vacuum seal.
Vacuum seal it. So the bull was vacuumed. Yo, I'm talking about he had a barrel and was just vacuum sealing pounds.
Yeah.
So he on the phone, bull, like, how many you got? He was like, I got 200 of the OG and I got about 75 of the. He's like, oh, I want them all. He's like, okay, cool. Well, I'll meet you at the motel. Like, motherfucker selling 300 pounds.
Like it ain't
like
shit.
it just ain't, like it's just nothing.
And then he gonna go sell to him. And then the girl's gonna go sell to a distro. Then he gonna go and he gonna fucking send a text out or whatever the fuck Instagram message out to all of his people, and he gonna drop ship the shit all around the country.
And he was saying, he was like, this might look like big business and big, but he was like, this is like nothing. He was like, I'm telling you, we were literally doing like 2,000 pounds a week at one point. Because he was like, the farm was that big and they had that much shit going on. But he was like, with the legalization now, you got to put so much money out to go legit.
Yeah.
You got to, because you got to basically be spraying for pesticides.
Yeah.
And you got to be doing environmental checks for the drains and the water. He was like, it's so much shit to go into it. So one of the bulls on there, he was an illegal grower. This motherfucker was trying to go legal because he was like, before I would do this shit, like nobody knew I had a wife, I had children, none of that shit, and they were away from it. Like if something happened to me, they good, we done made some money, whatever. But he's like, I always would fight going legal. But then I thought about it, like if I go legal, this shit can be a real business. Like my kids can come and work in this shit. So that's what he was doing. And he wound up getting the permit for the legal shit. He was like, all in all, it costs like 40 grand to go legal.
Okay.
But then after that, it's gonna cost you like 100 to have the property, the proper shit going on, the proper the soil getting done the right way. They was like, that shit is like a real thing. Like it ain't like just get some land, grow some weed.
Nah.
Like it has to be grown with a specific soil, specific fertilizer, all this different shit. So it's like it's a right way to go about it. But he was like, after you get it on, and then he started basically doing like the edibles and merchandise and all, because it's a real live thing now. He was just like, it's crazy. Like I've created a real live business where my wife is my vice president, my children were like.
Who was the guy?
Dookie Brothers, Jason Doobie.
Because like somebody was Reddy was telling me recently.
His brand is called the Doobie Brothers.
The Doobie, okay. Yeah, Reddy was just putting me on to like the brand name shit, like with the weed, where it's like it's like Russian something or whatever like that, and they only make certain strands or whatever like that. But it's motherfuckers that's like locked into like certain brands and shit like that. Like the guy Burner from over there, he has cookies, and that's like one of the biggest brands in the world or whatever like that in terms of like weed and shit like that. And now they're like expanding it. And they making like cereal milk and like all these crazy ass strands and cross strands and shit like that. All the super exotic shit.
And half of it is about what used to happen out there. And then his son got killed in 2011, 2012. His son got killed. So it went 5 years, and they basically. It's Alder Point was this little city they were in Humboldt County.
Yeah.
They're called the Alder Point 8. Like it was 8 growers who came together to basically push this one grower out because they knew he had killed the bull's son.
Oh,
and like, yo, you on something like you making it too hot type shit. And they basically found where the body was at and alerted the father.
Damn.
Like, yo, we found the body, and they burned his ashes or whatever. And the father finally met the one guy who was like the leader of the Alder Point 8.
Yeah.
And because all the other motherfuckers had got killed on some like bullshit. Like it was like it's a wild documentary.
Damn, I'm gonna watch that shit tonight.
It's good. It's like 6 episodes, but it's perfectly put together.
Yeah.
I finished it the other day, and it just fucked me up. It's just how much shit we don't really know.
Right.
Because it's like, yo, it's so much commerce. I'm talking about these motherfuckers. The one boy, he was burying 40 grand. Tell you how crazy this shit was. He's an investment banker in Utah. And just had enough of like, he's like, I just had enough of tucking my shirt in and going to work every day. And it was just like, yo, I want to be an outlaw. I want to be out here in the mountains. So I came out here, and he's like, I make way more fucking money, but you got to deal with the dumb shit. Like, he's like, I've been shot at, motherfucker tied me up, ride me, a little bullshit like that. But he was just going, like, it was funny because at one point he was burying, like, he had came from a sale. He had sold like some pounds. He had like 40 bands. And he was like, every time I make money, I bury it in the mountain. And he was like, people don't know if these mountains could talk, like just how much money is buried in these mountains. 'Cause he's like, people were literally selling 1,500, 2,000 pounds at a time, and it was illegal. So with that cash, it's like it's only with so much shit you can do to stay off the radar. It's like eventually it just started getting buried. Yeah. So he was saying how somebody he knew bought a property. They bought like a 12-acre property to grow, and they had to till the whole property, and something on the side of whatever the fuck the house was. It was like a cliff, I forgot what they call it. Not a cliff, but like a drop in grade, like a downgrade. Right. And they tilled the whole side of that shit. And he said when they tilled it, they started pulling out the Jones that bullets be in for the army, like those tins. He said they started
with money in them.
They started pulling tins out. He said when they got done counting all of this shit that was in there, it was 1.4 million of old bills just in the side of the mountain on a house he bought.
Was any of the money good?
It was like they said they could salvage some of it, but it had been there so long. Yeah. It was bills from like the 70s.
Damn.
Like motherfuckers just was burying cash all over Humboldt County. So he was like, I know where all my shit is at. Yeah. And I know what I'm doing. He vacuum seals money, then puts it in one of these things and puts it in something else and embarrassed. But he was like, if these mountains could talk, he's like, it's hundreds of millions of dollars just out here.
Fuck.
Like, it's just wild.
Straight
like
cash money.
That's a good docuseries.
I'm going to watch that shit
called Murder Mountain. That shit was all.
Start that tonight.
But I got nothing else.
Memorial Day weekend concert announcement. 42 Doug, Black Poppy live at the TLA Saturday, May 25th. Tickets going to sell tomorrow, Monday, 4/22 at 4 p.m. on LiveNationPhilly.com, LNPhilly.com, Ticketmaster.com. It's my second concert. Well, I'm sorry, it's my third concert. I have another concert going on right now, but that's like an indie show. But second major sound artist, 42 Doug kid I was talking about last week, signed to Yo Gotti, signed to Lil Baby. He got a popping album out called Young and Turnt. The concert is called Young and Turnt. So we got some more artists opening up that we're going to announce. But 42 Doug, Black Poppy, Saturday, 5/25, Memorial Day weekend concert, live from the TLA South Street. Get y'all tickets starting tomorrow, 4 p.m. LNPhilly.com, Ticketmaster.com. Appreciate all the support. Other than that, I got nothing, man. Another great show. Shout out to My New Philly. Make sure I go to mynewphilly.com. Check out all of the content. Go to My New Philly on Facebook and Instagram, My New Philly. Follow them. They're going to be our official video partner for the show going forward. So now we have videos going to be produced by My New Philly. Shout out my guy Kyrie behind the camera. Best to do it in the city. Other than that, man, I got nothing. Another great show. We'll see y'all back here next week, I believe.
I got nothing.
Matt's out of here. All right.
I checked out. I wasn't bullshit.
He checked out moments ago.
Yeah, I got nothing.
All right, man. We appreciate y'all, man. See y'all next week. TRP.
We out.